sunlight is way more effective, 60% more effective at treating depression than antidepressants.
Yeah, I believe that, dude.
So,
There's a slim chance that antidepressants really do anything for depression, I would guess. What's your thoughts on sunscreen? You done deep dives on
I
sunscreen?
have, dude, my most viral video, 27 million views, was on sunscreen.
Really?
That was the video that got me 100,000 followers in one video.
TopLobsta Productions.
Straight Bible interview sessions, episode 2. This may be episode 1 for most people, actually, but we got my guy Christian Oquendo today, man. This guy, Primal Resistance, came in the coffee shop. This is how we meet people. They come in the coffee shop, they hang out for a little bit, we start talking. I knew this dude was a real one, like right away when we started talking. And then I introduced him to Top, invited him on the show. And here we are, bro. Christian, it's good to have you, man.
Yeah, dude. Likewise, man. Yeah, no, it's a pleasure, man. Honestly, like the first time that we met, I was completely delirious. Like I had just finished moving like an entire 4-bedroom house, like with my girlfriend. And I came to this coffee shop because we had no espresso, we had no coffee at all. And like, you know, when I came in, I was like, you know, like dusting off my eyes.
You were
like,
disgruntled. You like
dude,
got something. You're like, I'm gonna go back and then I'm gonna come back.
Yeah.
All right.
I was so confused. I was literally entranced. And so like when I came in, we just started talking. I started asking you questions about like the food that you carry here, and I saw that some of it was like seed oil free and stuff like that. And then we kind of just went. You started asking me questions, and you're like, no way, like you have a social media, and I'm like, yeah. So yeah, it's what I do.
Well, yeah, you crush on social media, bro. So can you talk a little bit about like like what your content is, how you got to such a big following, and just like kind of what your main deal is?
Yeah, for sure. So about a year and a half ago, I started posting on Instagram. I've known like social media content.
Your Instagram's a year and a half old?
Yeah, it's about a year and a half old. From this brand. Yeah. It's been growing pretty decently over the past like several months. But essentially like how I really started it was through just finding ways to tell stories about a lot of the misconceptions in the health industry, in the medical industry. We've been lied to. I've never liked to be lied to as a person. I always want the truth, no matter how scary or dark it is. And so, that's kind of like one of the things that really motivated me to start Primal Resistance, is to, just tell these stories in a creative way.
You do a good job of it too, because it's like these topics that for a very long time have just been like these fringe topics. And the way you're unpacking them is very clear. Like I really like the way your posts go, because it's some conversation. Are we able to pull any of those up top, or no, we can't pull those up? Like, look at the dog one. I was watching the dog one yesterday, but they're all like this. It's like you come across a topic and then you like question it, and then boom, you go into the deep dive. Is that the context of like all your posts?
Yeah. So basically how it starts off is like, it's like the hook of the video is essentially something shocking or like a revelation.
Right.
It's like for example, in this video with the dog, it's my dog. Like the hook is just the vacuum cleaner.
That's your real dog, right?
That's my real dog.
Nice.
Yeah. Atreus. Yeah. It's basically like, Atreus. Yeah.
Is that a never ending story?
No. I actually really like the video game God of War.
Okay.
And his son. Yeah. I'm a nerd, bro.
Same.
Yeah. God of War, Kratos' son, his name is Atreus. And I'm like, oh, that would be cool to name
it's
a
kind
dog.
of a cool name, dude.
Yeah.
What's the dude on Never Ending Story? Atreyu? Maybe it was Atreyu. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, like basically the vacuum cleaner's just like, mopping shit all over the floor.
Top's gonna get it. This crushes, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
This whole scene crushes, man.
Yeah.
Top, you want to say anything?
This one right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Let's check it out. Hopefully we can hear it. And, oh, yeah, maybe. Can't hear it.
What's up with the audio? Even he knows in the video. He's like, oh, no.
All right, give me a second, guys.
Yeah, but basically, the hook basically starts off with like something that gets people's attention,
Mm-hmm.
and then the meat of the hook is essentially like something that happens in real life that people are typically okay with, and then it turns into something more investigatory. So like, you
Right.
know, something that prompts me to go down the rabbit hole on the computer.
Yeah. Wait, how did you say that? It's something that people were just kind of okay with?
Yeah.
But
like,
then something triggers them. They go, wait, I need to dig into this a little bit.
Right. Or like, for example, like say in this video, say, you know, people like to feed their dogs kibble, right? And so they don't see anything really wrong with that until something happens,
Right.
Or something makes them be like, oh shit, like why does my dog have cancer at 4 years of age? You know,
And does this exist anywhere in dogs in nature?
Exactly. In nature, exactly. It doesn't. A lot of these modern diseases that dogs and pets have, like you won't find a diabetic cat out in nature.
Right. Me and Jess talk about it all the time. Like, what dogs are out there eating corn and soybeans? Like, that's not happening. They're only eating meat, man.
Exactly. Yeah. They're eating scraps, like, you know, animal scraps or, you know, organ meats and things like that. And so, you know, it basically, the main topic of this video is, which I've been wanting to go down that rabbit hole for a while, is, you know, like, why are we feeding our dogs shit that we can't even eat? You know? Like they're monogastric animals. They have one stomach, and you know, they're meant to eat. They have literal like canines, like they have just like us.
It's funny,
you know,
where we hunt in Georgia, they don't buy dog food. The people that where we stay, their country, bro.
That's awesome.
So they just cook and they feed their dogs all the leftover meat, all the pigs that get shot, all the deer that get shot. They're tearing bones off and going and chewing bones, eating marrow. They're grabbing the liver, they're grabbing the heart, they're eating that. And these dogs just like, it's crazy. They don't have dog food. They just eat off like leftovers and straight meat.
Yeah.
And they're like healthy dogs, man. And at first glance, I remember the first time I noticed that a few years ago, I was like, that's crazy, man. But it's like, no, it's not.
Bro, can I ask you a question?
Actually,
Sure.
Oh, you can hear it now.
Let's go. That's actually how dogs eat in the wild, man.
Yeah. And it's the way that, you know, that they're meant to live. And it's just such a shame that, you know, we're trading convenience for the health of the you know, the very creatures that we love. You know what I mean?
Well, it's convenience, and it's also just people don't know any different.
Yeah. That too. There's no education.
This is good.
Hey, bro, can I ask you a question?
Love this dog.
Yeah, sure. Hit me.
Why do you keep feeding me garbage, bro?
Wait, what?
I like this part. I like when you do the.
You highlight the problem, right? All the ingredients, like dogs are just meant to eat.
It's convenient, shelf-stable, doesn't require refrigeration. Each recipe is carefully engineered to deliver complete and balanced nutrition.
Dogs and cats have no nutritional requirement for carbohydrate. No researcher has been able to prove that they need it in their diet.
She was 63 pounds.
A third of dogs and a quarter of cats in the UK are now overweight or obese.
Atreus was right. The majority of pet food is absolute garbage. There's an app that lets you scan pet food and tells you all of them. So a lot of these videos, I'm partnered up with brands. This is how I monetize, you know, this thing.
Brilliant.
The solution, right? Which is an app that lets you scan dog food to see if it's good
So you
for them.
partner with that app?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oasis, yeah.
So you just scan it, Purina One, and then it.
Yep. You don't even need to scan the barcode. You just scan the actual packaging, and it's able to tell you. It gives you a score of like how, you know, good it is or how many chemicals it contains, like arsenic, soybean meal, like you see there, and then
Arsenic?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Sounds healthy.
Yeah. Right.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's very accurate. So I love the app. I use it a lot. But
That's
yeah,
very cool, man.
that's how I monetize. That's how I've been able to monetize my Instagram.
So all of them come with a solution?
Yeah.
So it's not like you're just trashing it.
No.
It's like, yo, we're just gonna trash this thing, show you how bad it is.
I used to. How I started was me trashing it and not having a solution because I had just started.
Same. That's how I started with the church, actually. It was like I was just trashing it, and then it was like, no, there's got to be a solution, man.
Yeah.
Because you can't only trash something for so long, and then it's just like, okay, what am I doing?
Exactly. Yeah.
Agatha Wolf in the chat just said some of those ingredients are the same ones that are in vegan foods.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started on vegan, man.
Vegan's crazy, bro. Like in the vegan butcher shops where the ribs have like 80 ingredients.
Dude, it's insane.
It's like, why don't we just eat the one with one ingredient?
Yeah, it's very backwards, man.
Should we finish the rest of the?
If you want, yeah. If you want to, so I could just break it down like my content style, so you guys can get it.
Yeah, and then I want to get into like how you even got into this a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Harmful ingredients in it. Drop the word Oasis and I'll DM you the app. This rabbit hole goes deeper though.
The recall involving pet food has been expanded following dozens of deaths after learning the food could contain high levels of alpha toxin, a byproduct of mold.
Very bad. Then I dig into mold toxins in pet food.
Drastically reduce grains because they can commonly be infected with aflatoxin.
5 and 28% of all liver cancers can be attributed to aflatoxin exposure.
Huh.
Science did that.
Like this.
Startling statistics on how cancer is impacting our pets, dogs. The National Canine Cancer Foundation finds 1 in 3 dogs will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime.
What? 1 in 3? I got 3 dogs, dude. Don't say that. My dogs are gonna live long, healthy lives, bro.
Yep. The same company.
Wait, what was that? The same candy companies are in it?
Yeah, Mars owns a shit ton of vet clinics in the United States.
Vet clinics?
Yeah, dude.
Wait, why would the candy company own the vet clinics? Because they make the dog food too?
Exactly.
What? I don't like this.
This is the recurring theme of what I talk about and what I show on my page every single day.
Wow. All right, this is your only one on like animals though, right? Most of your stuff is like people stuff.
Ian Carroll?
No.
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah.
We'll talk about that after. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. So how did you get into this a year and a half ago? Like, or we can even go back further than that. Like, what was your upbringing and what was your like top likes to always ask everybody where they're from? Yeah. So you can just tell us like where you're from, like what your background is, like maybe what you studied in school or liked in school, what you were doing for a job before you got into this. Like, what's your story and how'd you come to doing this kind of content?
Yeah. So I'll give you like, I'm going to try to give you the TLDR, but I'm going to give you like, just like all the nuggets. So I was born in Miami. I was raised in Miami for the most part. Then I moved to Fort Lauderdale when I was 10. I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, Miami boy, South Florida guy. And, I was kind of a nerd. I was always like a chubby kind of nerd. I was really socially awkward. I had a very few select amount of friends who were also nerdy and
like Dungeons and Dragons nerdy, or
not
like
Dungeons and Dragons nerdy, but like just stay inside and play video games a lot. And like I would play outside, but it was like a mixture. It was like a hybrid before they introduced iPads and like handheld devices and phones. But like we spent a lot of time playing, I don't know, Resident Evil 4 when it first came out, like just like spending time indoors, hanging out, go to the arcade, movie theater. I was just like a nerd growing up. But one of the shows that I was really into, and this is funny, I'll mention this and you guys might get a kick out of this, but I was actually if I was 13, 14, I became obsessed with paranormal investigation. So
when you were 13 or 14 years old?
Yeah. I was always into like dark, like scary, creepy shit. And so, and I don't know why, I just thought it was like amusing and fun. But I became a paranormal investigator when I was 14. I worked my first job. I bought a bunch of equipment, night vision cameras, like, you know, like voice recorders, like motion detectors.
You were crazy,
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
like a wild nerd. You're like, let's go. What year is this? Like,
this
what?
is like 2011.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, so I'm 31 now, but this was like 2011, 2012. And I had supportive parents that like they would take me out.
You got the night vision goggles. They're like, yeah, do it, bro.
I know.
Find those ghosts. Let's go.
Yeah.
Bro, I love that. Wait, are they still around? Are they in Miami?
My parents, yeah, they're still around. They're in Miami. One person that was super monumental to my upbringing was my uncle Danny. He actually passed away 3 years ago. He got Alzheimer's at the age of 39.
Dang, sorry, dude.
Yeah. And so
39?
39.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah. And he's witnessed his father get Alzheimer's and go through that entire process. As a matter of fact, he kind of predicted his own disease. He thought that he was going to get Alzheimer's, and he kept telling himself, dude, I'm going to
Kept saying that?
Yeah.
Oh, we were just dealing with that in Straight Bible, man, about the words that we speak, man, and the power they have.
Yeah, big time. I think that, manifestation's a real thing, man. Like, but yeah, he kept telling himself that, but he was like a father to me, man. Like, he was like a father and a brother at the same time. We were just chill. Like, we would game together. We would, like, you know, go to South Beach, you know, check out hot chicks together. Like, we're bros more than anything. But you know, he got Alzheimer's, and you know, and I witnessed his deterioration, you know, growing up in my teens to late teens. You know, it was very, very sad and very,
dang, like you'd go to talk to him and he kind of just wasn't with it. Yeah,
he
that
would look
sucks,
at you,
man.
and he'd start crying, and he'd be like, dude, do I have Alzheimer's? And like, he would, you know, literally tear up.
Really?
And like, he knew that he had it, and it was like the scariest thing. It was like, I was like, oh my God. Like, he like a couple years before he got the disease, he's like, bro, he's like, if I ever get Alzheimer's, like, please don't let me suffer. I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Like,
yeah,
shoot you?
no, that's
you?
rough,
Like,
man.
you know
The
what I mean?
earth realm is rough, dude.
Yeah, man.
Demons are rough, man, and the way the spirit realm plays on the natural realm is tough, man.
Yeah, man. And he was a spiritual person, by the way.
Yeah.
My uncle was a very spiritual person. He was actually, I think he was going to be a pastor for the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints. Yeah, I think he was like,
That's interesting.
Yeah, he was very spiritual, very much into that stuff. But then eventually that kind of phased out, and he just, you know, he was very successful. He had multiple businesses. He was a real estate, you know, he had a bunch of properties in Miami. He was successful. But after everything that happened with his wife, you know, his wife, I guess she cheated on him or something like that. And then
dude, the earth realm is rough.
It's rough,
man.
bro. It's rough. And yeah, bro.
And so that just triggered him a little bit. He kind of started to
got depressed.
downward. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually lost a shit ton of weight, but he was overweight and obese for the majority of his life, which I think contributed to the type 3 diabetes, which is Alzheimer's, right? Alzheimer's is actually diabetes of the brain. You know, it's the dysregulation of glucose
to the brain. That's the Alzheimer's cause.
That's what Alzheimer's is.
I've also heard it's like the white matter in the brain, and when you lose the white matter, there's a cholesterol connection, which I think I've heard you talk about cholesterol too.
I do talk about cholesterol a little bit, for sure. I don't necessarily think it's cholesterol. Like, maybe for certain older individuals, for older, like late onset Alzheimer's, but for early onset like that,
it's sugar related.
It's sugar related.
Yeah, because I've heard people do studies on like where the what's the pills that take away the cholesterol that became super popular, statins. That like when those increased, the Alzheimer's skyrocketed too, because it was sucking the cholesterol out of the brain. But I could see where it's cholesterol and sugar.
Yep. Well, the brain is primarily made up of cholesterol.
Yeah.
That's what people tend to miss. And we're so focused on removing cholesterol than fixing the thing that is damaging our body.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but you need cholesterol for testosterone.
For
you need it for
sure.
like health. You need it for it's so wild. The stuff that they say is so bad that's actually like you need it.
That's literally the premise of Primal Resistance.
Yeah.
That's why I started this. Yeah, because we've gotten so many things backwards, man. Like, it's crazy, and there's so much financial incentive behind it too. Which is the
to just
insidious
enslaving and destroying the human race. Yeah, it's wild
In
how
a
much
way.
money's in that, man.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, going back to like my upbringing, like saw my uncle deteriorate, was traumatized by that.
Mhm.
He literally had a seizure in my car when I was in my early 20s. And that was the seizure that put him out of commission. Like he couldn't walk after that seizure. Seeing seizures is probably like one of the most demented things that you could ever see.
Yeah.
Like it gave me like, I think PTSD, I don't know, like I don't like have like nightmare episodes about it, but like, you know, it definitely fucked me up. And but anyway, like, you know, seeing all that growing up kind of like reinforced the idea that we've been lied to for so long. So then I started going down the rabbit hole in my early 20s, leading to today. I'm 31, and to this day I'm still learning shit that is like blowing my mind.
Same. I think we're all in that same boat now, man. And especially 2020 seemed to trigger it or take it to the next level for a lot of
100%.
people, which is just like, what aren't they lying to us about? They're lying to us about everything. So what were you doing for work, like between, you know, when you're 18 and a year and a half ago?
So yeah, I did the paranormal stuff for fun. So like, I had a crew, my best friends, like from 14 to 18, you know, we would just go stay, like we literally hit up museums. Here I am, 16 years old, emailing like professional emails to like, you know, decommissioned museums and shit like that. And I'm like, yo, can we get access to, you know, to stay there the entire night? You know, we're low on funds. We're like, maybe we have like a $50 fund, you know, we're 16. And so, and then we got lucky with a few of them. The Fort Lauderdale Fire Museum was one of them.
They would just let you in?
Yeah. Well, we spoke to the tour guide. He was nice enough. You know, we gave him a few donations, like, you know, but we started a YouTube channel and we started posting all the videos and like,
no way,
it didn't do that well like back then.
But was it cool content? Because who cares,
It
man?
was cringy now. Like if I look at it, I'm like, oh shit. Like I'm like, nah, bro, like this is weird. But yeah, man, I actually did get a couple of good pieces of evidence that still didn't change my perspective, right? Like necessarily.
Like what kind of stuff? What'd you see?
So we asked the door to move and the door open. Like
no way you were doing like the hardcore paranormal. No way, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that was the biggest thing that we ever saw.
Wait, so what do you attribute it to? That there's just like spirits in there doing it?
There was a guy who the tour guide beforehand, he told us, hey, there's this guy who died here. He was a fireman, and he stepped in a puddle, an electrified puddle back in 1908.
Oh geez.
And he died. And he was always known to be a funny guy. Like he always liked to play pranks on the fellow firemen. He always liked to, you know, just have a good time.
So you think he faked his death? That's crazy, man.
I see what you did there. Yeah. And so like, you know, the lore goes that he was a ghost
and he's still there
playing pranks and stuff. And one of the things that he would do is, hey, open up doors and close them on command. And so what do you know? We're there that night. My uncle was with me there. He was actually an investigator with us.
No way, man.
Yeah. And then I asked him, like, can you open the door? And then the door would open. Can you close the door just to confirm? And the door would freaking close, bro.
Creepy, bro.
Dude, creepy. The AC wasn't on. Like we weighed all factors. It got cold. Like, and
so you always were into like investigative
stuff, man. I like I said, I want to know the truth.
Same.
You know, that's why, you know, with health, you know, being a big one. Back then I was into UFOs as well. Like I want to know what's going on, you know, like I want the nature of reality to be kind of just explained to us.
Amen.
You know, even though I don't know if that's going to happen in our lifetime, but I hope it does. I hope it does. And that's why I do have faith in God. I do believe in God. I just don't know what exactly it is. And I think that it would honestly be, logically speaking, it would be kind of like ignorant for us to really know 100% with 100%.
We say that too, man. I mean, we're obviously, you know, the name of the show is Straight Bible. So we're like Straight Bible and think that the creator of the universe didn't just say, hey, good luck down there, but gave us a messaging system to contact him, to be in communication with him. But even in that, you know, he explains himself as a Godhead, right?
Right.
God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. And that for us to start unpacking that God is being three persons, you end up this thing of like, yeah, how am I? For me to understand that would be the same as like the ants in my driveway saying to the other ants, like, yeah, bro, that's Matt. He's got a coffee shop. He's going to do this podcast later today. He's got a hot wife and some kids. And like, he's got this farm. Like those ants, they don't know all that. You know what I'm saying? So for us to say that we can fully comprehend God and understand this is like, yeah, no way. But we think that he did definitely leave us a messaging system so that we can get at him, so that we can find him.
And what happens when we do comprehend that though? Like, that's like the big question. Like what happens?
I don't think we do on this side, man. I don't think we ever comprehend him on this side.
Yeah.
You know,
think
I think
we have the capacity to comprehend it.
Not him completely. I think there's like the passages that say no man has seen God, but that Greek word means like fully comprehended, right? Because people have seen him like with the eyes, but no man has fully comprehended him. You know, like in the Avatar movie where they go, I see you. You know what I'm saying? When they're like, they go, I see you. They're not just saying like, I see you with my eyes. They're saying like, I comprehend you.
Yeah.
I don't think we have the capacity. I'm confident saying we absolutely don't have the capacity to comprehend him. He's just way far beyond us.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie The Matrix?
Yeah, it's been a long time, but yeah.
I feel like we can comprehend things though. Like I feel like we complex things like that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like they were living in a simulation all along and then they found out that they were.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying we can't figure out the simulation we're in.
Yeah.
We can figure that out. I'm just talking about God, the creator, comprehending him. But yeah, I'm with you. Like I'm an investigator too, bro. I was like, let's start getting to the bottom of like what is happening here, right? Like from all of the stuff, like all of what they tell us is reality, right? Like the Super Bowl, the World Series, Burger King, Justin Bieber, Fox News, CNN. Okay, but what's really going on here? Right. Like we have this medical system, but it's not really healthcare, right? We have this food system, but it's not really food.
Yeah.
Like we have like all these, we have like news, which is not really the news. Like some billionaire owns it and tells us what he wants us to think. It's like, yeah, hold on, let's start getting to the bottom of what's happening.
Yeah.
But that's really what you're doing, dude. That's why I think we were vibing like right from the jump too, man.
Dude. No, 100%. Like, you know, like going back to like what I did growing up, like profession wise, you know, I went to school, Broward College, community college, like nothing crazy. I always had a distrust for school.
Same.
Yeah. I never really liked school. I was rebellious in a sense of like, why, like this homework is just so, I'm going to say the R word. I don't want to like, but it's dumb.
That's actually their branding. So you're good. You say whatever you want.
It's retarded as fuck. Like,
you're part of the crew now, dude. That's like all their branding.
Hey, you're in.
The shit that they teach us in school, bro. You
So
could wipe your
stupid.
ass with that. Like,
well, even the context of it, right? It's like, we're going to tell you these are the topics. We're not going to tell you how to build a chicken coop or how to raise your own animals for food or how to have a farm and anything where you could be self-sustaining. We're going to tell you these are the topics. But not only that, this is what you need to think about the topics. And when we test you, we're just going to make sure you can repeat back to us what we told you. It's
literally.
like, what?
Yeah, man.
What is this?
Like they don't apply in real life. Like a lot of the things that they teach. They didn't teach me how to do my taxes. They didn't teach me how to change my car's oil. They didn't teach me like, you know, and I know there's trade school, like there's specific education for that we have access to. But the public education system, like the one that I went through, dude, the teachers are so uninspired. The teachers are extremely like just pessimistic about everything. And that stuff rubs off on the students, let alone the fact that we are sitting in a classroom with artificial blue light. We're indoors all the time. We don't get enough recess time. We don't get enough outdoor time and like experiencing life. We're just literally looking at packets and, you know, pieces of paper, but now screens, which, you know, a lot of education is on screens. And we're constantly exposed to this blue light. That's why, you know, I wear these sometimes, blue light blockers. But like we're constantly exposed to that. And like that's lowering IQ. That's been proven. That's lowering IQ. I feel like I lost a few brain cells from that, you know, in the education system. And so, you know, luckily I was able to break out of that. And like, you know, I felt very ashamed of myself for the longest time for not conforming to the public education system and going through college and going through that. And, you know, I felt very like convicted to get a degree, you know, to do all that stuff. Not anymore, because I've seen that's not required. Like that's in order to succeed in life. You know what I mean? Like, sure, if you want a degree, if you want to go through college and, you know, get a profession, that's cool. Like, you know, there's a time and place for that, like, you know, but
that's all we knew though, right? Was like,
that's all we knew.
So we failed at that system. We were like, oh, we're idiots. Was like, that's all we knew. You ever seen the stuff where they show the similarities between like a prison and a school?
Yeah, dude,
It's
they're
crazy.
identical.
Like the single file lines,
Yeah,
the cafeteria,
dude.
and now all the schools have fences around them too, bro.
I
They're like
know.
they're all set up like prisons, man. It's very strange, dude.
I felt like I was in prison. That you took the
Same.
words right out of my mouth. When I was in school, and I'm sure you could relate to that.
Yeah.
We felt like we were in fucking prison, bro. And it was not good. It was not a good experience.
that
I
was
hated it.
Same.
I couldn't wait to come back home and just do whatever the hell I
You
wanted.
know what's the crazy thing for me though, bro? I don't know if this happened to you. I'll bet it did though. It was like when I was in geometry, that was the first class that I just stopped going back to.
Geometry,
I was like, I'm not going back,
That's
dude.
funny.
I can't remember radius and
Yeah.
diameter, like which ones, like I just couldn't do it. Bro, I went to work doing flooring and we had to chalk lines and do geometry like on the floor.
Yeah.
Made perfect sense to me in real life,
You
dude.
see?
Made perfect sense.
Yeah.
As soon as I started chalking lines, making sure we were running square, making sure we had like a 3-6-9 rule, like making sure everything was right. It made perfect sense, dude. In a classroom, I was just like, I don't even know what's happening right now.
Because not everybody learns the same. A lot of people, they're visual learners. Well, some people are visual learners, and more other people, they learn through audio or they learn through application.
Yeah.
Me, I learned through application. I feel like the majority of
Same.
people learn through application. The best things that have happened to me in my life have been through me not knowing what the fuck I'm doing and then doing it anyway.
Let's go.
And learning.
Yeah, I like that. You know, there's another thing too. Some people learn really good doing one thing at once. Some of us really struggle to do one thing at once, right?
Right.
So maybe we get yelled at when we're on people's shows and we're reading the chat while we're on the show and we're playing on our phone during the show. And it's rude and disrespectful. Nobody's trying to be like that, but we just struggle to do one thing at once. But we're good at doing like 3 or 4 or 10 things at once. Well, the school thing is like, no, dude, you're doing one thing at once.
Yeah.
And shut up and just watch. Just do this.
And it's so myopic because, like, you know, it's like what they want you to learn. It's what they want to teach you. And I never agreed to that, man. And so, like, I went through high school personally. Like, after high school, I graduated with a 2.0 GPA.
Nice.
So I did really well there.
It's like a 75.
Yeah.
As long as you pass, dude. Shout out Aiden. He's on the same path, dude. We're like, bro, you just have to pass, man. Nobody cares. Like, just pass.
In high school and in college, I used to do the math to figure out how much I needed to pass.
Yeah.
That's the kind of math I do in math class, and then I'd hit it. Boom.
But that's
I'm out of
another
there.
topic too, right? Is you just figure out how to figure it out.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily
Yeah.
figure out math and science and whatever else. You figure out like, what do I got to do to pass this class?
Right. Yeah. Bare minimum, you know, whatever gets you through, you know, and like, and I feel like that, I mean, honestly, if it's like a low leverage thing, which to me, looking back now, like high school was a low leverage thing, you know, based on this time frame. Don't take advice from me, but that's just what I'm.
What do you mean low leverage?
Like low leverage, like, you know, getting a 4.0 GPA or like, you know, doing all those extracurricular things. Like to me, like, yeah, I want my kids to play sports. Like I want my kids to do all the, you know, the things that are gonna, you know, improve their cognition and like develop skills. But like, you know, I feel like it's low leverage to, you know, focus on meeting a certain GPA requirement.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless it's like, for me, it was like the bare minimum. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you know,
And that's the basis we all come from. Like all of us come from that foundation. And then it's just like, okay, where do we go from here? So was there anything you liked in school? Was there like any topics that you were like, yo, I don't like school, but I really was into
100%. Yeah.
What were you into?
History.
Yeah.
I liked history.
Sure.
I like science. I hated math. Math was my worst. And then sociology. I really like sociology. And of course, PE was pretty cool. Like I learned a couple things, you know.
Same.
There, you know, I think that's might be the best of the best.
Same.
In school. Yeah.
All right. So you do that. You're doing the.
Yeah. Graduated college, whatever, with my associates, and then I become a personal trainer.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was a personal trainer from 21 all the way to pre-COVID when I was 25. So I did it for like 5 years. And I would go to people's homes, weight train them there. I had a
in
specialty.
Miami. So it was like people who had weights in their house.
Dude, the gay community, bro.
The gay community? Where you were crushing there?
Yeah, dude. They're great people though. They're great people. They're awesome people, but like it's word of mouth. Like my business grew from word of mouth. They all like each other. They all trust each other. They're like, oh, Chris is your boy. Would I get hit on sometimes, and like maybe it might feel a little uncomfy?
Yeah, that's a little wild.
But
It's
like,
a little much.
yeah, but it's all good. You know, you gotta be able to handle it socially. But yeah, man, like they're great people, and I grew into.
Wait, so if a gay guy hits on you, are you just like, bro, yeah, I don't get down like that. Let's just do the bench press. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like,
Button that shirt up a little bit.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, they'd sneak it in, and I'd be like, oh yeah, like yeah.
that's
like,
got to be the most uncomfortable thing in the universe, man.
Yeah, because like, you know, like I don't personally have a problem with like gay people. I just like I find it funny, a lot of the things, and we'll go into like hormonal health and how like why I think that there's a lot of gay people today more than ever.
No, let's get right into that, bro. Like, is that a thing you kind of studied out? Is like,
watch my Halloween video, bro.
Okay,
dude. Yeah,
because I told you I kind of stayed back from it. Like, I started watching a couple of your things, and I was like, I don't want to know everything because I want to be able to ask and not know in the show.
Yeah.
Well, so
you want to get into it?
Yeah, like I'm intrigued by that, bro.
Yeah, for sure. So, okay, so from my observation, like masculinity is dying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's due to the declining testosterone levels that we're seeing.
Sure.
In around the world, really, not just in the United States. A reason why we're seeing so much of this ideology behind transgenderism and like, you know, sexuality confusion,
right?
And like, you know, all this, it's all dysregulation caused by not only society and not only the programming that's been done, but it's the food, it's the microplastics in the water, it's the shit that they're spraying in the skies that you have no idea what the fuck is in them.
Yeah.
It's the you know,
wait, what was the gay frogs thing? Wasn't that a thing?
Yeah.
What did that come from?
Atrazine, I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
From Alex Jones.
From Alex Jones. Yeah. Alex Jones famously said, you know, about a decade ago, probably more, that they're putting chemicals in the water that are turning the freaking frogs gay.
So you're saying just same thing can happen with humans too?
I think the same exact thing that can happen with humans, to where, you know, our estrogen levels go up as men, our testosterone levels decline, and we become hypogonadal. And we start to, you know, some men develop breast tissue.
That's what hypogonadal means?
Yeah. Hypogonadal means basically low testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
Which
is like the man hormone, right? Like that's what makes a man is the T.
Yep. It's the T.
Yeah.
It's the drive, right? Like the ability for us to do something and feel proud and accomplished in doing it. That is kind of going away with the decrease in testosterone rates that
we're seeing. Chicks have the T too, though. It's just not the dominant thing.
Women are having higher testosterone levels as well.
Really?
So that's why the gender roles are being swapped. So hormonally, women are they're getting on birth control, right? They're, you know, so many women.
That messes, and they'll put the chicks on birth control for like if they have a irregular period.
Yeah.
Well, my wife's like, yo, what's a regular period? Like, who defines like what's a normal period?
But
like,
you want to know why they have irregular periods? Is because of the shit that we're feeding women.
Yeah.
It's because of the shit that that women are growing up eating and being exposed to.
Right.
You know. So of course they prescribe birth control because obviously it's very profitable.
Yo, that's wild,
dude.
Man.
It's a whole system.
Yeah, when I found out that the birth control isn't just for birth control, it was like for acne, irregular period, like all of the craziest stuff that like that's how they get like every chick on it, man. It's like, oh, it'll cure your acne, it'll cure your period, it'll, you know, that's wild, man.
Dude, imagine turning off the very function that we were meant to have.
That all life is supposed to have. We were just talking about it yesterday. Try to kill a bug, dude. Like that bug's gonna do everything it can to stay alive. Like everything in the universe. You know, we were talking about how like the Amazon rainforest, it looks like a food forest. It looks like humans must have created this food forest, but however many hundreds of years or thousands of years, humans stepped away from it because before they had the LiDAR, they didn't know there was all the buildings and stuff underneath. They saw it like it was a civilization, but those fruit trees for all those years just grew, dropped fruit. Those seeds grew more fruit. Those trees grew, dropped fruit. Those seeds grew more trees. It just kept growing. And everything in life is like that. And like the humans are trying to like shut that off.
Yep.
That's wild.
And that's the scary part. That's the scary part, man. It's very scary because, you know, like that's the one thing that we're here for, is to reproduce, you know, like we got to go back to the basics, man. Like, you know, all these medications that they're pushing on us, they're making us infertile. You know, they're giving us psychological illnesses that we never seen before.
Yeah, what about the infertile? That's like if you give a chick a pill that makes her not get pregnant, and then you just stop taking it one day, like you don't just automatically.
Yeah. Well, you would have to heal. You know, the body would have to heal. You know, after such extensive, prolonged usage of something that makes you not have eggs. You know, as a woman.
Yeah, that's wild, bro. Imagine if you're a teenager, you start taking it, and then you're like a professional chick, and you're just going hard in your career, and then maybe it's like later, like way later than females historically would get pregnant.
It happens.
And then you just stop.
Yep.
And you're like, okay, hopefully I get pregnant next month. It's like, no, dude, you were doing this thing that cuts off your eggs for decades now.
Yeah, bro. Imagine that suppression, that fertility suppression for so long. That can't be good. You know, it can't be good, bro.
And then you're just saying it's happening to the males and the females.
And
Christian, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you think a plan like that happens over the last 100 years, or do you think that that's something that has been developed? Maybe like the way we look at it on the show that I do would be something supernatural, something that has a game plan longer than 75 years, the human lifespan.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at on that?
Like what you're asking is if basically this is if this is a little bit more like calculated and insidious. I do think that ever since like before, like in the early 1900s, when bankers started to take over and like, you know, the system started to really like restructure itself for after the Industrial Revolution, I feel like a lot of things, maybe there were secret society conversations on how to basically control the populace while maintaining a sense of freedom. In this society that we're living.
Wait. Maintain a sense of freedom, and what did you say right before that?
Yeah, like I feel like
to like control them, but give them the idea that they have freedom. Bro, this is what I'm saying, dude. If you tax people, like I look at like in California, if you're like say you're commission based or whatever, you're taxed at 39%, and then for federal tax, and then state income's like another 13%. Okay. That's over half your monies you're taking in taxes. That's just income tax, dude. That's not even talking about the tax you pay on like gas or at the DMV or on like I don't know, like all the other things that you pay tax on, stuff you buy retail.
Yeah.
It's like, at what point did people realize like we just have this illusion that we're really free, man, but we're totally, and then they give us the education system, they give us the so-called healthcare system. You're saying like, yeah, you look back on this. When do you think that kind of happened? They started setting that up
in the early 1900s, man. Like I'm not an expert or like I'm not too knowledgeable on this, but I do know that the moment that like JP Morgan and like a lot of the people that created the banks that we have today, you know, they had a very big role in
not you, sorry.
No, it's like we have they had a very big role in the creation of, you know, the world.
Sure, who controls the money? Yeah, hey guys, let's make a money-making machine. Do a thing where we just push the button and it makes money.
But I don't like dislike capitalism. Like I feel like it is the freest like country in the world. Like I do love America. But there's room for improvement, especially with AI taking over now. We're gonna have to restructure some shit because if we don't, a lot of good people are gonna lose their jobs. You know. And I work with AI every single day, and I see it. Like, I see it, bro.
I've kind of heard both sides, though, too. Though, isn't it like, yeah, like people who work with AI are doing more work now than they've ever done because the AI makes them so much more productive. They just keep going.
Yeah.
So I've heard both. I've heard that, like, yeah, it's not really going to take the jobs. It's like the people who use AI, they're just going to be able to do way more.
100%. Yeah. People that use AI, they're prompting machines. Like people that use it for work every day. All they're doing is prompting, and like it, you know, once they see a solution that they used to take them, I don't know, 2 weeks to complete, they're seeing that done within a day, maybe even less. So they start looking for other little things that they could use, you know, to fill that gap. And it's becoming, yeah.
I've heard that about people doing coding. That like if you did code, they said AI is going to take your job if you do coding.
You don't need to code anymore.
Well, no, they're saying that people that do it, they use AI and they're getting so much done and working so much longer.
Bro, coding, Claude Code is like big. Like that's one of the ones that I'm using right now. I'm not an expert at it, but I can see like, oh, holy Like you could build things that, you know, would take a coder a long time to build. You can build a whole app for your phone in less than a day.
Well, here's a good example of what you're talking about. I used to work for a guy, Hotep Jesus, and even the other guys that I worked at Gas Digital. A lot of what I would do, thumbnail creation, different kind of graphic design, that's replaced by AI and prompts. So I could have just like squandered my time and continue to try to make a career out of something that's already moved on, or been creative like I'm doing now and using my skill set to use AI to further what I'm doing. And that's what smart people are doing. Other people are being left behind.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to tell them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. If you see my content, like on Instagram, I use AI for some of my videos. We literally
You got to, right?
We have a Hollywood grade production scene, like a Hollywood grade set at your house. Like it's insane. And
Yeah,
that's
that
what
is wild.
That's what I used for my videos. Like the dog video, all I did was I took a still of a Trace, my dog, and then I fed that still to GPT-2, and then I prompted it, make the vacuum, put poop all over the vacuum.
So you're way ahead of the game, dude. You're like way ahead of the AI game.
I mean, I've used it since it first came out.
Yeah.
Because I needed to.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, as much as some people hate it, like, you know, I have family members, I'm not going to name who, you know, he doesn't like AI at all. He thinks that it's a detriment to society.
But it just is what it is, though. It's coming, right?
What are you going to do? Sit there and complain with your finger up your ass about it? You know what I mean?
Fair
like,
point, yeah.
Like it's going to happen regardless whether you like it or not. You protesting and holding signs, but you know, outside of
is that what the people are doing if they don't like the AI?
Outside of these AI centers that they're building, like these AI centers, are protesting it. That's not going to do jack. You know, money talks. Okay, so you know, we gotta evolve with it. You know.
Yeah. I mean, this always happens, right? They're like, oh, when Ford Motor comes on the scene, it's going to destroy the horse and buggy industry. Like, it's going to ruin everything. And it was like, no, everybody's just got to shift to like what's happening now.
Got to adapt.
Yeah.
Got to adapt.
Who knows? We maybe look back on this conversation and go like, oh, dude, damn, we didn't know what was really coming.
I know, man. Freaking Judgment Day or some shit. Like, fucking Skynet.
I'm not sweating it, but who knows what happens next, bro? Some of those videos are wild on YouTube when they say like, this is what's going to happen when AI starts outsmarting the humans.
Yeah. I think that like doomsday content, like, you know, I think that, you know, I don't like to consume that much of that stuff because I'm an optimist. Like what you're consuming, I feel like has an effect on your psyche.
Yes.
And it's just like, it makes me unproductive every time I see shit like that, you know?
Really makes me hyper a little bit. Like, this would be wild if this goes down like this. Like, I'm ready. Because I'm ready for, like, if I'm a spirit-filled man of God going up against machines with their intelligence, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Who knows what happens next when all that starts to unfold. It's just intriguing that, like, there's been a couple rad movies. One of them was The Creator. It was like a Netflix movie. I don't even know how I found it. I found it one day, but it's a wild AI movie where like the AI starts to become like human and have feelings and stuff. And that's the whole context of the movie is be comfortable with AI and to feel like they're human just like you. So that's where it starts getting weird, dude. Is if they're like a I don't know, if they're like an entity that has feelings and stuff.
Yeah, that develops feelings. Have you ever played the video game Detroit Become Human?
No, and the only game I ever play is
Fortnite.
Bella set it up for me a couple nights ago. I still haven't played it yet. Though.
Yeah, it's a good plot. Like the Detroit Become Human, it explores different aspects of like consciousness developing within artificial bots. It's like
really
a futuristic world where there's robots that do stuff for you. Which, by the way, I don't know if you saw, but Melania Trump, she literally
is a robot.
Dude, no, not her.
She might be.
She might be. She announced that there's going to be robots that are able to babysit and school your children like by the end of this year. Like, I don't know.
Why was she talking about that?
I don't know too much about it, but I don't know because she's part of like the educational like part of like helping America and stuff. But I don't know. It's pretty interesting, bro, to have a bot, you know, helping your children with school. And
I mean, it's already what we're doing, though, dude. It's like the phone, like you see kids,
like that.
The kids just have the phone or the iPad or whatever, and that robot's training the kid. You know, like it's kind of wild, man.
I'm very selective of what I show my daughter.
I don't know what you do. I was like, when my kids were little, I was like, yo, they're never gonna have a phone. I'm a man of God. They're never gonna have a phone. And then I was in a full-on war with my daughter. And I was like, another thing like Christmas, man. I was like, yeah, I gotta find the balance here, dude. I was like, sweetie, we're different. We go on cool vacations. You get to do fun stuff. Like, I don't care. I just want a phone.
Yeah.
I was like, and it's rough, dude. If your daughter hates you, it's the worst feeling in the universe, dude. It's like the worst thing.
For sure.
When they're little, they love you. But as soon as they get old enough, they hate you. It's the worst feeling.
No, I know. I'm not there yet. She's 5. You know, to her, like, I'm always going to communicate with you, you know, no matter what. I'm always going to be transparent with you. This is what happened. Like, this is the truth, no matter how dark it is. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of parents, they like to overprotect their children.
Yeah.
As an example, my daughter, when she falls, I don't go like, oh my God, are you okay? Like, when she falls, I stay quiet and I look at her and she gets up without crying. And that's something that my parents, you know, I love them to death, but they grew up with overreacting. My mom in particular.
Spanish, bro.
Yeah. But no, like, I love my mom, but you know, like, she would be like, oh my God, are you? Like, she was sort of freaking out.
You and Top should do an episode on moms, man.
We could talk a lot about that,
yeah, that's a great point, dude. Is like, don't create this mindset in your kid that when they bend over and scrape your knee, it's the end of the world.
Yeah, because it's not.
Yeah.
You know? And it's scary to you as a person, but you're reacting, you know, and then they're reacting, but you're not reacting because you're reacting selfishly when you react that way.
Yeah, we tell them the truth about everything, bro. We always were like that with the kids, even about drugs and stuff. Because I remember, like, when I was a kid, they told you if you do drugs, you die.
Yeah.
There was all this stuff in California in the 80s. It was like Dare, or like, I forget what it was. This lady would come to class and she'd like light a thing that smelled like weed.
Yeah.
She'd go, if you ever smelled this, those people are going to die. You know, we're like, oh no, my dad's going to die, man. Like, I smell that at the park all the time too. And like, and then the first time you get high, you're like, yo, these people are just lying. You know what I mean? So I tell my kids, like, no, when you start doing drugs, it seems incredible. It seems wonderful. But like, it's very deceptive, and you start to go down this path that destroys you, as opposed to just telling them, don't do it, it's bad.
Yeah. It never destroyed me. I was a pothead in my early 20s. I would smoke a lot of weed, you know, a lot of weed.
Really?
Dude, I was
and then go do the videos in the museum?
No, but that would be cool though. That would be cool. But no, I would just smoke pot. I literally went to 420 Fest, like in Colorado for a year.
Yeah.
You know, like, I was big into that until, you know, I had my daughter. That changed everything. When I had my kid. I can't be smoking pot. And then my daughter's crying. Like, what?
Good for you, bro.
You know? So yeah, that's what really changed it for me. Even though it really didn't, I don't think it was causing me a lot of damage. Maybe low testosterone at the time. I think that excess consumption of marijuana, there's a direct correlation there with low testosterone levels. But you know, it was an overall enjoyable experience. But what am I trying to get away from? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I also think sometimes with the drugs, it's not necessarily like you're out robbing banks and it's causing all this bad in your life, but it makes you content with stuff that you wouldn't be content with if you weren't high. It was always the biggest danger to me. You know, I was like, there's stuff in my life that if I wasn't high right now, I would be changing that. I would be resolving that issue. And I'm kind of just good with it.
You struggled with marijuana?
Yeah. I was in rehab. I had first rehab. I was in like an outpatient rehab when I was like 15. I had to live in a rehab when I was 16. Yeah, it wasn't just weed. I mean, I loved weed. I had tons of bongs and tons of pipes, tons of like different paraphernalia and stuff. Like, I was like a connoisseur.
Were you?
Yeah, but then I was into like mushrooms and acid and coke and meth and nitrous balloons and GHB, and then ultimately like oxycontins and stuff too. But like, but like when I look back, it wasn't that it was like, I don't know. I just always look back. I'm like, the biggest thing was that I was content with things in my life that I shouldn't have been content with.
Yeah. What, if you don't mind me asking, like, what about your upbringing? Like, how did that unfold? How were you, like, you know, with your parents and stuff like that?
Well, we hated each other. It was like this wild situation in my house. It was like this crazy situation. We hated each other. It was like the opposite of like telling everybody the truth and like being in the tree of trust and people loving. It was always this me versus you like type of war. So like, so I think like the first time I got high, I was like, yo, like I'm out of that. Like I'm living my own thing now. And then it just kept going. Just kept going. I just started to love drugs more and more.
Yeah. Were you close with your parents?
No, we were. It was rough, dude. It was rough. I got kicked out when I was 15, which like now I like at the time, I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll figure it out. Now I'm like, I look at a 15-year-old, I'm like, dude, what?
Yeah.
You can't kick a kid out in the street in California when they're 15.
Oh, you grew up in California?
Yeah.
What city?
This town called
How does
Livermore.
how does that
My
feel?
God, let's go.
Where are you from?
Livermore. Have you ever heard of Livermore? Yeah, it's in the Bay Area, the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratories there. But it was the raddest town when I was a kid. There was like BMX trails and mountain bike trails everywhere. It was like the coolest. And now it's like $1 million homes, like multi-million-dollar homes and wineries and golf courses. But it was rad when I was a little kid.
That's cool.
Yeah. But the drugs was everywhere, dude. I don't know. Miami probably was when you were growing up too. Could you get, because we could get
Weed.
mushrooms, acid, not everything, just a lot of weed.
Weed, yeah. I've done mushrooms and acid, but that's pretty much it.
How did you like the hallucinogens, man?
Psilocybin was something that changed me, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know what it was, but that's when the spiritual, like, kind of like side of me started to
Open up?
Open up. Like, I was just sitting at the beach. It was me and my friend sitting at the beach at night. I was looking at the moon, and I was like, yo, it was like a feeling that I'm like, we're not
alone.
This isn't it. We're not alone, but like, this isn't it.
Yeah.
This is
Amen.
not
Yeah.
it.
That's one thing, dude, about getting in the spirit realm illegally that gets you into the spirit realm, right? The hallucinogens and stuff.
Yeah.
That's wild because the mushrooms I always felt like made me trip on me, whereas like the LSD made me trip on the world system. Like I do acid and I would trip on like this world system. I'd be like, something's not right with that, man. The mushrooms would make me like more internal. I would kind of be like, there's something with me. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually had a bad trip. It was like, you know how it comes in waves? My first trip, I was like on the beach. It was at night. The moonlight was reflecting on the sand. And you know how like people walk on the sand? There's like footprints everywhere. The way that the light was reflecting on the sand, the footprints in the sand were skulls. I started seeing skulls everywhere.
On mushrooms or acid?
On mushrooms.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like I was like freaking out. And then after I left that area, I'm like, okay, I gotta go. I sat down on a bench and I was crying profusely for some reason. And I was thinking about, at the time, ISIS. Do you remember when ISIS was like beheading people and like doing like atrocious things to humans? I started crying. I'm like, how can another person do that to another person?
Yeah, dude, you were going deep.
Dude, I was going deep, bro. I was going deep, and I was like,
that's a deep thought. That's a great question. We would say it's the demonic realm that's influencing humans. Like, there's no human that just wants to chop off another guy's head. There's got to be a war going on in the unseen for that to manifest in the scene.
Yeah.
But that's wild, bro. You weren't just like partying, like at the party doing kickstands on mushrooms. You were like in the nature scene.
Like I said, I've been a nerd. I never really studied that much. I've been to clubs and stuff and EDC and like, you know, like just but I never really
vibed with it.
Yeah, I never vibed with it. I always thought it as like something that's like too immature for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I like to have fun, but like, you know, even with drinking alcohol, I don't drink. I only drink like once a year.
That's not a really good return for your time and money. That's a very bad ROI, bro. Because then you get like the dehydrated. I eat now, bro. Like dehydration's the worst. And then if you feel bad the next day, even a couple of drinks, I'll feel bad the next day. I don't like it.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
If I'm gonna drink, I'd rather day drink. But I think they say that's bad. Only like alcoholics do that. But I don't want to be up like late. I don't want to be up late and dehydrated, and it screws up my sleep because my sleep is like a big thing. But bro, let's get into your like routine, dude. As long as we're talking about like what's your like sleep, like what does a normal day look like now for you? Like as far as your sleep patterns, your eating patterns. I'm sure you've got like a morning routine, like when you get up. Like what's that look like?
Yeah. So I wake up. I don't necessarily eat or drink anything. A lot of people say, oh, drink salt with water to get your electrolytes back after you sleep for 8 hours. I don't. I just do what works best for me. I'm not a morning person.
No food, no water, first thing?
No food, no water. I just wake up. I kind of like walk around. I pace around. I tend to pace around a lot more lately than ever. But I wake up, you know, and I check my phone, which is probably not the best thing you could do for your cortisol. But I have a business, you know, I have to check, I have to see what's going on. That's part of like what I'm kind of trying to fix.
The balance of running a business, which includes screwing around with the technology, but your desire is to like check away from. Yeah, I think we're all going through that.
Yeah. Yeah, big time. I'm trying to fix my forward head posture also right now. So like I'm constantly on my phone. And so, you know, doing that all the time. I'm not gonna do this, if I'm not gonna do this all day either. So I'm waiting for them to drop the glasses, or you could just text people from your glasses.
You got an inversion table at the house where you hang upside down?
No, but I want one.
Game changer, bro. You can find them. I bet I've got mine on the side of the road. Yeah, like you can get them. They're like, because a lot of people get them but don't use them because you need space for them. That thing's a game, dude. I'll hang upside down, my back will crack like I'm at the chiropractor. Yeah,
you guys got it all wrong. I'm waiting for the just the chip that they put in your head.
Oh, the Neuralink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop.
What?
That's sick. Yeah, no, I mean, hey, that might, yeah. I mean, hey, my concern is EMF. If you have like an EMF device on the back of your head 24/7, bro, I don't know.
My concern would be the mark of the beast, but that's a
the mark of the beast, right? Yeah. Yeah, bro.
So you get up.
wake up.
Wait, so you do intentionally do like intermittent fasting? Is that why you don't eat or drink first thing?
I started doing intermittent fasting back in 2016.
What's your window?
16:8 I started. I started with 16:8. And then I started learning more about cortisol.
Wait, so what are those hours then? Like when do you stop eating and when you start the next day?
I start eating at 2 p.m. and I stop eating at 8.
No way. So you got a 6-hour window now? You go from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m.?
Right now, no. Right now I do 12 p.m. And then I eat at 6 p.m. But that's what I used to do.
Right. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And so okay, so cortisol, what's your thing now?
Yeah, so after doing intermittent fasting for so long, I just didn't work for me because like I would get anxiety. I would have really bad anxiety because when I would do the intermittent fasting in the morning, I would have a black cup of coffee,
right,
with no sugar, no salt, no electrolytes, no nothing.
Right, and that sucks more of the.
And that sucks up a lot of like the electrolytes, and everything like that. And so I stopped doing that, and my anxiety started to go away.
Yeah. We drink water first, man. Like the first thing I do is water. Yeah.
It's the best thing that you could do. For me, I don't like liquids in my mouth that early on. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like a weird thing for me. So I just intuitively trust my body and I drink water whenever
I like that.
Yeah.
So when you got off the coffee, maybe that was sucking out of you, then the anxiety kind of went away.
It went away, bro.
Yeah.
Like overnight, I started adding honey to my coffee.
Yeah.
I don't eat, but now I add honey and raw milk into my coffee. And then
you got a raw milk connection here?
I ordered it online, but I used to get it from Keeley Farms in New Smyrna Beach.
There's a couple. I can hook you up with a couple close by. I get raw goat milk, dude. I got raw goat milk.
Goat milk is even better.
On Sundays, we can pick it up. It's crushes, but then there's a place, Osteen's out here that has like the raw, and Brown's Market. Both of those places have like the raw cow milk.
Dude, you're in the right place. I mean, you could just your neighbor probably does it.
Yeah, I know, right? Soon I'll probably do it too. But yeah, goat milk is actually superior to cow milk for digestibility.
Yeah, I just like it, bro. It tastes like a milkshake.
Yeah.
Like when you eat raw, real milk, it tastes like a milkshake. So rich, man.
Delicious.
Yeah.
It's unaltered.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, dude, where you're drinking like the stuff in a store, it's just bad. And then
dead nutrient.
Yeah, and then you have a real thing. You're like, whoa, this tastes so good.
Yeah, it's a game changer for sure.
All right, so you do the raw milk and honey in the shout out Milk and Honey Coffee Roasters in the coffee, and then you don't eat until
like about 2 hours after I have that cup.
Yeah.
And then what I eat is half a pound of ground beef. I'm cutting lately.
Half a pound?
Yeah, I've been doing half a pound. I used to do a pound.
Same.
Yeah. I've been cutting lately.
80-20 or is it like
80-20?
Yeah, same, bro. I go heavy on the fat.
Heavy
dude.
on the fat. You need it. You need it.
Same.
Yeah. I go to Costco. I've been making it a little bit more affordable for me lately. I just get like the Costco bag.
Yeah.
It comes with burger patties. My air fryer, that's one thing that I can't live without.
We love it too, yeah.
Dude, like
you get the fat out of the bottom, dude. If we do bacon or anything in that, and then take the liquid fat and just pour it in a jar. We did it with duck skin one time and got a full jar of duck fat, bro.
Dude, that's crazy. My girlfriend dumps it out. But like
she dumps it. No, keep it in jars,
it's not
bro.
Your fault, Nicole, if she's watching. Yeah, but like, she dumps it out and yeah, we could use it for other things, but there's like little clumps of like
other stuff in it. Yeah, whatever.
But we gotta strain it, right? Do you strain yours?
No, because I don't care what, like, if there's chunks of meat in it and stuff. I don't care, bro. And then depending on what kind of fat it is, you either leave it on the counter or put it in the fridge. But we just eat a lot of fat in my house, dude. Yeah,
it's good. You repurpose it. That's amazing. Like, yeah.
Well, we bought duck skin one time to like eat the duck skin.
Oh,
and then
really?
did it in the air fryer, and we were just crushing the duck skin. We're like, well, it was $6, and by the time the skin like shrunk in the fryer, it was so little, it was like a little bag of chips for $6. We're like, oh, that kind of sucks. And then I was like, wait a minute, pulled the thing out, and the whole bottom of the air fryer fills with the fat, dude.
Oh my god,
dude, a thing of duck fat is like $20 at the grocery store.
Dude, it's expensive. I know.
Yeah. So, and that they say that's like the Cadillac of fat too, man. Duck fat is like the best, but we eat a ton of fat at the
Really?
house. That's my main thing is fat.
Your
Yeah.
skin looks good, bro.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. I think that skin health has a direct, I think that there's a direct link between the amount of fat that you consume and your skin health.
The dermatologist here that comes in says he can look at your skin and know, like, it's funny you said your skin looks good.
Yeah.
They like there's people that can look at the skin and they know if you're healthy or not just by looking at the skin. It's the biggest organ, man.
Yeah, it is. It is the biggest organ. Yeah, man. And we can go into peptides too in a little bit because I am experimenting with that. But I'll finish up the my routine. So I have like half a pound of ground beef with some blueberries, like a lot of blueberries. I don't even
Nice.
measure it, like more than a couple of blueberries. And then I don't eat again until 6 p.m.
No way.
Yeah. In between that, I would have a second cup of coffee with raw honey or maple syrup
Mm-hmm.
and raw milk.
Would you have any thoughts on specifically like the beef and blueberries? Like, is there a reason it's blueberry? Let's hear
Yeah.
that.
So blueberries are very high in antioxidants. They're a super good source of carbohydrates because they're also low in the glycemic index.
Yeah.
So you're not getting a crazy glucose spike from blueberries. I eat them a lot. Like I've been doing this for the past 3 years, and it's a great source of carbohydrates. Primarily, it's also a nootropic.
I've heard that.
Yeah, so very good. I think it's called anthocyaninates that actually helps with your cognition. So
I was wondering if it
yeah.
was that. I
Yeah,
was wondering if that was why. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like the red meat, you feel like it just locks you in too, right?
The red meat, yeah, it just locks me in, man. Like I get all my nutrients there. This weekend, I just started doing raw liver with my girlfriend.
Nice.
So we cut up into little slivers. We don't even taste it. We don't even have
Cook
to chew
it or raw?
Raw. Yeah, raw. Dude,
It's gross, but
bro, I'm telling you right now, if you've ever taken Adderall or if you've, dude,
yes,
bro.
No, I ate a deer liver before, and then like 20 minutes later, I thought I
feel
drank like the craziest energy drink.
bro. There's
Yeah,
something to that. I
That's
don't know what it
wild. I
is.
never heard anybody else say that,
Yeah,
but
man.
that happened to me,
Feel
man.
it. Are you sensitive to like
I didn't
stimulants and
think
things?
so. No, I
No?
didn't think so.
But you feel it though, right? Like,
Bro, the deer liver I ate was like a deer I just shot recently.
yeah,
Cut it into a couple pieces, fried it up real quick with some beef fat and a little salt and pepper. Ate it, was just trying to get the nutritional value. It's gross. Like livers obviously
Yeah, I don't like
taste
it.
so bad. But dude, like right after, I was like, did I drink an energy drink or something?
Yeah.
I was so hyped, man.
yeah.
No
Dude,
way.
You feel so good after eating it. Yeah, we swallow it. So like we cut it up into little slices.
Frozen or
Frozen.
Yeah,
We
okay.
defrost it for like 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
it's not like a chunk of ice going down your
Right.
throat. But dude, like we put it under our tongue and then just drink and
Yeah.
swallow it.
Yeah.
Tastes a little bit of iron, but it's not that
Take it
bad.
like a supplement,
Like
right?
a supplement,
Yeah.
bro. Like
Yeah.
like maybe less than an ounce.
Yeah.
That's all you really need.
No, that's great, bro.
And dude, you feel like you could fuck shit up. Like you feel good. You feel good, bro.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
This guy is a dangerous
Wait,
retard.
so
I like this.
how often do you eat liver, man? Is that like
It's like I want to do it every day,
yeah.
but there's concerns about liver or vitamin toxicity,
A is it
vitamin A
yeah.
toxicity from eating too much. I've never experienced it, and I did raw liver. My ex-wife did raw liver while she was pregnant with no complications.
Sure.
With Ellis, my son, and yeah, I mean it worked out perfectly. I think that it's very nutrient rich. If
Yeah.
you look up on Google, most nutrient rich food, liver
Yeah.
is one of the
Yeah,
ones.
don't the animals like when they kill something, the first thing they're eating is
Yep. I
Yeah.
give my cats liver and they go crazy.
Makes sense, man.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's we're animals, man. Like we're hunter gatherers by nature. Like we really are. We're meant to be eating. I know you like vegetables, bro, but like I see a piece of grass and like I don't feel compelled to go grab that from the ground. You know what I mean? Or like I see like you know what I mean?
I'm more I like probably I was telling you before, like probably 90% of my calories comes from red meat and eggs.
Awesome.
But not volume wise, because like volume wise, you could have a plate of fruit and vegetables like this big, bro. And if you had calorically, it would be the equivalent of like 2 bites of meat.
Yeah.
But I like the plants for supplementation, man. For like yeah.
Like fruit. Like me, I stick with fruit.
Yeah.
Blueberries. But vegetables, I have an autoimmune disease.
Yeah. You don't need any celery or anything? I like the celery and I like ginger, but I guess that probably falls under a different category too.
Yeah, well, there's a correlation between the consumption of celery and skin cancer.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the connection? Is it from the pesticides they use on it or from the actual?
From the actual, something in the celery creates like.
I just like how it's stringy like that. And I just feel like that's good.
Yeah, you could dip it in ranch or like.
I just eat them straight. Maybe peanut butter or almond butter or something before bed or cashew butter or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, it's so stringy. It's like I want that going through my system and just like grabbing stuff and taking it out, you know?
I think there's a time and place. But
Sure.
to eat it every day, maybe not, you know?
Yeah.
I used to be super Nazi about like vegetables.
Mhm.
My stance has changed about that. You know, like I have sometimes if I have like a little bit of peanut butter, even though it contains aflatoxins and mold toxins in it, that's my
Yeah. Well, organic's good too. I just think if you get the peanut butter that's not organic, it's dangerous because they grow it with cotton a lot, and cotton is sprayed with a ton of poison.
Dude, like in oats too.
I mean, it's glyphosate in like everything. They spray everything on cotton.
I did a video on that.
Did you? I'm not surprised, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to keep this conversation on track because you got like 100 things to talk about, bro.
Well, let me
Like,
finish. I know, dude. My brain is like, I haven't had a podcast like this in a long time. So if I go on tangents, like
no, it's my fault, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So we're back on the daily routine, right? You got the blueberries and the half a pound of red meat.
Yep.
Then you do a coffee with honey and milk again after that. And then what's like dinner
the same
look like?
thing.
Yeah.
The same thing. Sometimes I'll have a raw yogurt bowl with some honey.
Yeah.
And some blueberries and maybe a kiwi or a choice of other fruit.
That's a similar hack I got too, bro. I'll do like the Greek yogurt, whatever the yogurt is, where it's just like 1 or 2 ingredients, where, like not a big ingredient one. And then I'll add the honey, the cocoa nibs, and then some kind of like pistachios, raw pistachios or something like that. And I'm like, yo, if you're craving dessert, there's tons of hacks, dude.
Yeah.
Like, dude, if you go blueberries and walnuts, it tastes the same as eating a pie.
Yeah.
It literally tastes the same as eating a blueberry pie. People just don't know these hacks.
They don't.
So they're like, oh, I have to eat chips or I have to eat like real desserts, full of junk. And you just got to figure out the hacks that taste the same.
For sure. No, I agree. And that's something that like I discovered after I got my autoimmune disease. Man, it was scary. Do you want me to dive into that?
Yeah.
So I was eating.
How old were you when you got the autoimmune disease?
I was 24. And I got diagnosed with psoriatic arthritis. And it's an autoimmune disease. That's the lucky one that I got, labeled, right? And I had psoriasis my whole life, like since I was like 13.
So you're a noticer of skin. That's why you're a noticer of skin?
Yep.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I'm still like stressed, like these past 2 weeks moving into my new 10-acre property. I had a flare up. Like you could see it on my shoulder, on my elbows.
From stress, you think?
From stress, yeah. I get it a little bit.
Does the sun help it? Does like vitamin D?
Yes, and I'll get into that too. That's probably the biggest thing that's helped.
It's got to be the biggest for everything.
Yeah, for everything. But yeah, man, basically I went to the doctors. They told me I have psoriatic arthritis. I didn't know why. I was doing everything right. I had a 6-pack. I was ripped, bro. I was a personal trainer. I was active. The problem was that I had a major stress event, and this is where cortisol kicks in, right? I feel like I had extremely elevated levels of cortisol. My mom was going through stage 3 metastatic breast cancer.
Dang.
She was going through chemotherapy. I would see her on the floor vomiting herself to death. My uncle just had a seizure in the passenger seat of my car. He couldn't walk. He couldn't talk. My grandma, who's in her 70s, was in charge of taking care of him and like tending to him, cleaning him, putting diapers on him, doing all that stuff. And I had to see all that stuff. And, I wasn't the one going through all that stuff, but I was seeing that happening to the people that I loved. And then something happened in me, like my biology, something happened. I got an autoimmune disease. I was working as a bartender part-time at Whole Foods. I'll never forget this. But I would, as a bartender, you're constantly like
Whole Foods has a bar?
I know, right? Everybody asked that question.
Yeah. Beer
and wine. Yeah, beer and wine. I would serve beer and wine.
Wait, so people are in there like drinking beers and stuff at Whole Foods?
And they could walk around grocery shop with beers and wine. Yeah.
That's kind of brilliant, actually.
It's actually really
We
smart.
don't have a Whole Foods here, right?
I don't know.
We got Sprouts and what's the one across the street from Sprouts? The main one that's been there.
No, we have a
Fresh Market.
Fresh Market.
In Brooklyn, we had a Whole Foods.
We need a Whole Foods here.
Yeah, dude. I know. I was thinking about that too. That'd be cool. But yeah, like I would walk a lot, like all day. You know, it's like a very walking, standing up kind of job. The ball of my foot became a golf, like the size of a golf ball. Like it grew really big, and then I couldn't walk. And then I went to the hospital and they told me, "Oh, you have gout because you're eating too much meat, or you're eating, like."
That's an electrolyte thing too, isn't it?
Gout is not. Gout is actually an inflammatory response to sugar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people think that gout is like what is it, rich man's disease or something like that?
I don't know. I always thought it was. We knew a guy, Chester Cheeto, that had gout, and I thought he always drank Gatorade when he got it.
That could have been it. Yeah, it was a lot of sugar. I wasn't necessarily eating too bad, but my body doesn't handle sugar like a lot of people do.
Same, bro. When I got older, I just started noticing I felt terrible after eating sugar.
When you get older.
Well, no, you know what it really happened was like in the coffee shop, bro, because before I had like a very busy sales job, like I was on the road a lot and I was taking an email and a phone call and a text message all the time, like all at once. And I think I just wasn't even noticing when I came in the coffee shop and I couldn't get away from myself. Like I wasn't going here and going there and doing all this. It kind of actually slowed down when we opened the coffee shop. I would notice when I would eat foods that I would feel terrible, bro.
Yeah.
Terrible, man. I was like, wait, what's happening?
Do you have an autoimmune disease?
I mean, they probably would say that if I went and got checked out, but I just eat like, I eat like basically if they said, oh, you have the diabetes, I eat like somebody, that they would say that to.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose we all do. I'll bet everybody, and I don't even know if we can call it a disease. It's like, if you had a car, and you were just shoving like pine needles and gravel and like palm fronds in the gas tank, we wouldn't be like, oh, this car is messed up.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not what goes in the gas tank. Like, that's the problem. It's the same thing for us. It's like, if you eat all this crazy stuff that's non-food items, I don't know how you don't get an immune disease.
No, I agree. I think that, we're introduced to all these foods that we never really had every day in modern day. And that's what's causing a lot of this disease when I think it's just allergic reactions.
And a lot of it's sugar related, I think, too, bro. Because think about like, if a normal human on the planet, depending on where you live, like how much could you really get sugar?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like if the blueberries were ripe, you had some sugar from the blueberries for a couple months. If you came across a beehive,
the honey,
you got some honey,
and even then that's seasonal. It's not like accessible every day.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You like I don't think anywhere on the planet had access to sugar every day.
That's what's not natural.
So like, people eat sugar every day, and then in huge amounts that I don't think you can even get in nature. Not to mention it's not real nature sugar anyway.
Yep.
It's like stripped, just like the salt and just like everything else. It's like in these huge amounts. It's like, yeah, dude, what do you think that's going to do to your body?
And that goes with like a lot of the fruits that we have, today. A lot of them have been crossbred to become sweeter and to become more appetizing. And palatable to us.
We grow some white stone fruits at the house, bro. Like either nectar-plums or like peaches or nectarines that are white flesh, bro. And they're like insane, dude. Any white flesh fruit is like it's so staggering sweet. It's great, but it's better than any candy. I would put these fruits against any candy in the universe. Yeah, you love it more than candy,
dude. I'm stoked. I have a peach tree. We just found the peach tree in the front of the house.
Oh, that was already there?
Yeah.
Jackpot.
Yeah.
Has it got peaches on it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It's peach season right now.
We have a lot of like little passion fruit vines?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll keep growing too, bro.
Really?
Do they have fruits on them?
Yeah. And like purple flowers.
Do they have yellow fruit or like is it
green?
Green, yeah.
Like you get like green.
Yeah. Well, so they're probably not ripe yet. Bro, I'll come over and check it out and identify stuff because you might have a ton of stuff, dude.
Yeah.
There's a ton of edible like weeds. There's a ton of edible medicinal.
Have dill growing.
Yeah. Well, there's like pepper grass right now. That's like if you're looking at any of your like weeds and they just have like all these seeds on them, those taste like wasabi. It's pepper grass. It's freaking good. It just looks like a nasty weed.
Dude, I'm so
Spanish needle is super good for your liver. That grows like a weed. You can't get rid of it. No, there's stuff, dude.
I want to get into herbs. I want to get into herbs. Yeah, a little bit more. I haven't studied them too well, but I know that like, you know, we've been using them ancestrally for the longest time for different ailments.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to get into that.
I know, but that's the thing that like just went away from our culture, and we're all mad at the system or the one world order, whatever you want to call it. But at a point, it's like shame on us, dude. Like we stopped like growing the medicine. Like we stopped having the old granny in the village that knew all the medicine and knew what to give you for your ailments.
Yeah, man.
Like it's kind of on us too, man.
It's very sad, bro. Like we've lost ourselves a lot. Yeah.
Well, okay. So did we unpack the whole daily routine?
Yeah. So daily routine. Yeah. Basically.
And then your autoimmune.
Autoimmune. Yeah. So basically, you know, I had the autoimmune disease from that high cortisol stress event. Even though I was, like I said, I was lean, 6-pack. I had gout on my leg, you know, and then my hip was completely inflamed. This was before I got the diagnosis. When I got the diagnosis and I knew what it was, like I already knew what to do. I went keto.
You did at that time?
Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
This was 2019.
So you were like, I'm not going to do the whole pharmaceutical thing. I'm going keto.
They tried doing prednisone, steroids, drugs. I said, fuck that.
Yeah.
What I did was I went keto.
How did you know about keto at that time? Just
You'd be
doing the
funny.
deep dive?
Yeah, he's actually seen some of my content, but do you know Dr. Berg?
Eric Berg? Yeah.
Dr. Eric Berg, yeah. He was like, I learned a lot from him.
I love Eric Berg, bro.
He's cool. Even though he's Scientologist, like I still.
He is?
Yeah.
I love him anyway.
Yeah.
You know, he's just done a lot for us, for my family.
He's
too,
done a
man.
lot for me too. Yeah. I love the guy. He's seen some of my content. Like he liked a couple of my posts, and I think he follows me too. I'm like, no
that's
way,
great.
bro.
You know, I love that guy, dude. And the way he does it is very good. It's very understandable.
I've
And
always
he
understood
lived
him.
it. He lived it. So he knows how
The
to
dude's
explain.
60.
Yeah.
Have
He
you
is?
seen him? He's 60, bro. Like
That's
he
wild.
looks like he's 50. You know?
No, that guy crushes, dude.
Yeah, man. Like
He went through cortisol and sleeping issues. Because I went through something like that too, dude, where like I was just insomnia, had to be cortisol related looking back on it now. But like he went through that same stuff. That's how I found glycine, vitamin B1. Those are kind of the things that he keys in on for like good sleep.
My argument against him though is that like a lot of the pills, like or the vitamins that he pushes are petroleum based. Some of them.
Really?
Yeah, bro. The majority of it, I mean, think about it.
Well, I don't buy any of his supplements, but
Yeah. No, I don't either. But like even just the supplement industry in general.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them are synthesized in labs, you know?
yeah.
And like they're petroleum based.
Yeah.
I did a video on that. I dressed up, you know, Dexter, the Dexter show?
Science kid?
Yeah, the murderer.
The murderer.
Yeah.
Like he kills serial killers.
I don't know.
You want to pull it up real quick?
Come on, Tom, let's go.
Yeah, I dressed up as Dexter and I did a video on the multivitamin industry. Yeah.
All right, hold on one sec.
Yeah, let's go, man. That's the chat if you want to say hi to anybody.
Oh, cool, right there.
Qui-Gon, yeah, don't mind what Qui-Gon's saying. He doesn't mean it.
Let me know which video. How far back are we going?
That's funny. I just read the comment. All right, so yeah, keep scrolling down a little bit.
You're allowed to read the comments as much as you want on this show.
That's cool. Okay, yeah, so yeah, keep going. It's one of my older videos. Yeah. Okay.
This one here?
Yeah, the one where scroll down a little bit more. Right there, the middle one. Yeah. Yeah.
This is Dexter the murderer?
Yeah.
Yes, the multivitamin. They call it health in a capsule. One a day keeps the doctor away. But what's really inside? Compressed chalk, coal tar derivatives, fragments of what once resembled nutrition, a Frankenstein pill stitched together in a lab. What they call vitamins, I call evidence. Let's see where it takes us. Tonight's the night. The birth of an industry.
New Central with 18 essential vitamins and minerals.
Flintstones kids get something extra to take with them out into the big world.
We have a hard tablet, soft gel capsule, and even a gummy.
Central? I just feel better knowing I'm taking it.
Bright yellow, expensive urine. That's the legacy of the wellness industry. An illusion of health, masking the decline it helped create.
As you can see, there's more into making vitamins than you might think.
What remains is a thick, viscous residue.
Probably maybe 8% of all vitamins sold.
So yeah,
are
moral of the story.
synthetic.
The moral.
Wait, is there a good vitamin?
Yeah,
like
there is.
vitamin garden or garden vitamin?
Garden of Life.
Yeah, they did.
That was bought out by another big company.
So that vitamin's not good either.
No,
I'll have to get a list from you unless you know any off the top of your head.
I know. It's just liver.
But that's what I'm saying. Well, yeah, that's what I was saying too about like I'm eating like red meat is 90% of my diet, but I do like a little plant-based stuff for vitamins and nutrients, man, vitamins and minerals.
Sure, no, that's completely cool. I think that like plants, fiber does have a purpose. Not that much though. Like I don't think we're meant to have.
Even for like gut health, they always said you need the fiber for the probiotic and prebiotic for gut health. But then come to find out, if you go carnivore, like my wife's been carnivore for 2 years, dude, the gut health survives on amino acids at that point. Your body just shifts and uses amino acids the same way it shifts from using like glycogen for brain fuel to ketones for like the body will just adjust to the stuff.
Yep. We are optionally omnivorous. We don't need to have plants.
Right.
Right. But we enjoy fruits.
Well, it's like the Eskimos, dude. Like even if we're talking about you don't really have access to sugar, Eskimos don't even have access to anything but meat. They can't grow a garden in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
There's
Their gut
nothing but meat.
microbiome, and fish, and like, their gut microbiome evolved to that, I feel like there's still so much that we're learning though, like with health, like it's not over yet. Like we're still learning a lot of things, we're learning about peptides now, and we're learning how peptides could help.
You love peptides now.
I don't love peptides. No, I don't love
But
them.
you said you wanted to talk about them.
But I want to talk about them because I have been taking them for a month from a trusted source, not like,
So you're investigating peptides.
I'm investigating and using myself as a guinea pig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
What do you think so far?
And I do like it. I mean, I haven't seen the main benefit yet.
What is peptides?
Peptides are just signaling molecules. So basically,
is collagen is that peptide?
Collagen peptides are a peptide. Yep, that helps signal your skin and your body to produce more collagen. If the signaling is broken or lagging, you know what I mean? With peptides, there's BPC 157, which I'm sure you've heard of. It's probably like the most notable one. Well, basically, it's like a compound. It's a peptide that helps you essentially like. There's been evidence that it's helped regrow like small blood vessels and like repair tissue and other things like that I'm not too educated on, but it's good for autoimmunity. So if you have an autoimmune disease, it's good for leaky gut. A lot of people that have autoimmune diseases have leaky gut syndrome,
Right.
and it's good to help patch those little perforations in your gut.
Yeah. Glutamine's good for that too, right?
Glutamine is, I think it's useful. But like the signaling molecules, like peptides, that I think they're promising.
So what's the main benefit? You said you're not sure yet if it does the main thing you're looking for?
Yeah, because like I haven't seen the benefits just yet, and it's been a month. It takes about around this time is when I should start seeing the benefits. Like I said, we're living in an artificial world, and like months ago I would be like, peptides, I'm not gonna inject myself with nothing. But bro, like we're living.
Oh, it's an injection?
Injection, bro.
Isn't it the
Subcutaneous.
same compound as like not the same compound, but this is what they're using for Ozempic in a similar way?
So yeah, GLP-1s, like Ozempic, tirzepatide, you got other retatrutide. Those are GLP-1s, so they help with appetite suppression.
Is that what berberine is?
That I think that could have an appetite suppression.
Yeah, it does. I know it does. Dude.
Yeah.
I took berberine just for like I said, I don't F around with sugar too much.
Yeah,
so I
that's
take
good.
cinnamon on a regular basis, cinnamon, and then I got some berberine too, but I got the powder because another thing with the vitamins, I don't want these capsules going through my system either.
Yeah.
Like I just kind of, maybe we just poop them out as no big deal. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I'm like, I'd rather not. So I get powder on most of the stuff I take. Yo, the berberine powder is strong, dude.
Does it? You don't feel like eating?
No.
It's interesting.
But it kind of upset my stomach a little bit. And I took the normal dose.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to eat.
That's the thing. It's like, yeah, like herbs and things like that. Like they have like
I don't like that because if you work on the farm and you're already just dripping a ton of sweat, and if you're in the sun, you don't want to eat anyway.
Yeah.
It kind of kills your appetite.
Yeah.
And I took berberine and I was like, yeah, dude, you don't want to eat.
Yeah. No, yeah. That's the thing that happens with GLP-1s is that they suppress your appetite with minimal side effects. But I sound like I'm a salesperson here for peptides.
Wait a minute.
I don't like GLP-1s.
The Ozempic has minimal or no?
No, not Ozempic. Tirzepatide in particular is one of the safer ones, in my opinion. And because I've been doing some research on it, tirzepatide actually suppresses the, I think it's ghrelin, which is like basically like the hormone that, makes you want to like have an appetite, want to eat. It quiets down your cravings for things, and you feel satisfied eating like,
I don't like that. I don't like that.
I don't like that either. But for people that are like 300 pounds, bro, I feel like there could be a place for those kinds of people,
Yeah.
Especially if they're not gonna do it.
Wait, so are you taking one? You're not taking one that's for like appetite suppression.
No, I'm not. But I am taking BPC 157, which is good for muscle repair. I'm taking KPV, which is another peptide.
These all come in the injection. It's all in there.
Well, it's like different tubes, different like little vials. 1 vial, 2 vials. I'm taking tesamorelin and ipamorelin, and that's my favorite one. And I'll tell you why. It helps your brain, your pituitary, release more growth hormone naturally. So it's not like you can come off of it and there's not going to be a consequence.
Right.
Which is really cool. But the sleep that I've been getting on tesamorelin and ipamorelin, bro, it's like deep sleep.
Well, bro, that in itself is going to boost your growth hormone and test the deep sleep.
100%. And I feel like that's the mechanism. Like it's not like steroids, right? It's not like you're going to be like super jacked and shit like that.
Yeah.
But it is going to help, get you better, more restorative sleep from my experience.
Makes sense, man.
Yeah.
So like happy, hungry, and horny, I feel like always go together for like health. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to be like not hungry. I don't want an appetite suppression. I feel like you should have a food, you should have a desire for food. You should have a desire for boning down.
Yeah.
And you should be happy. And I feel like they kind of all go together. And if those get out of whack, it kind of messes the whole thing up.
I haven't liked the way that I've been waking up. That's one thing that I haven't really
sleepy.
Yeah, like I wake up like feeling rested, but like in the morning, like man, I just like, I need that extra stretch.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But
no,
like,
that's great, bro. Like because the second I wake up, it's like just go time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, crap, if it's 3:30, it doesn't matter. It's go time. Like if it's 4:30, it's like
so you're a morning person.
Yeah, 4:45 is when my alarm is supposed to go off, but there's not a lot of days that I wake up from the alarm. I'm usually up like before it. But yeah, I read scripture from 4:45 to 5:45 every day. I've been doing it for like years, bro. Like 15 years I've been reading the Bible for an hour before like set my alarm clock an hour early. But I don't know, dude. Another thing with age is like the sleep. I used to be a flooring installer and I would get so exhausted at work. It was like the second my head hit the pillow, I just time traveled.
Yeah.
So my alarm went, I was like, boom. It was like, it's about like 5 seconds. Boom, I'm waking up the next morning.
Yeah.
And then sleep is hard to come by when you get older. And I even went through a phase of insomnia that like just
really
ruined my life. It turned me into a monster, dude. I'm so embarrassed for like a lot of the stuff. Thank God I have like a forgiving, loving family, and I didn't have a track record of being a monster.
Yeah.
For the most part. Dude, I went through a couple years. I would turn into a monster, bro.
Really?
I just said like mean stuff. Yeah, I hated myself the whole time.
Yeah.
But thank God I would at least apologize. You know what I mean? But dude, if you ever go through not sleeping, it turns you into somebody else, man. You're not the same person.
I don't feel nice when I don't get sleep.
That forced me to get my health figured out, man. Like I had to figure out what was happening.
Yeah. I think not having an alarm, in my opinion, is probably the best thing that's worked for me. Like if I'm able to get that extra sleep, like,
get it.
I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna feel better.
That's what we say too. If your body, even when the kids they sleep till noon, I'm like, yo, if your body will let you sleep till noon, sleep till noon.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's just the way things should be. Like we weren't meant to have alarm clocks. I mean, I believe in circadian rhythm, even though ancestrally we evolved having night shifts. Like sometimes tribesmen would stay on watch throughout the night.
Or hunt at night. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But I think that there's a time and place for like consistent sleep, like an overall generalized sleep schedule to
Yeah.
follow,
And circadian rhythm stuff, like getting the sunlight in your eyes, like first thing,
in
you're
the
big on that.
morning. Yep.
They make fun of me for that.
Yeah.
No, we make fun of you for looking at the sun while you drive.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm driving, bro, and I'm trying to get it in
You're
my
sun
eyes.
gazing?
Look at the
Yeah,
road.
with the window down. I'm not looking through the window.
You intentionally poke your head out and you look through look
Yeah,
at the sun.
I don't care.
I know. I'm kind of just wait till you find out, dude, that I do some weird shit too.
Let's go. I knew it.
I'm
I
just
had
saying,
a
it's a
feeling.
time for driving. It's a time for looking at the sun.
Yeah, right.
But it's true, man. They say like, and Andrew Huberman does a lot on it, man. That the eyeballs are part of the brain. It's the only external. It's the only thing outside the skull that is part of the brain.
Dude, it's a direct connection. It's your brain. It's literally your brain, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what people, they don't really pay attention to that. Is the first thing that they see is blue light, is like screens, and like that is really causing a lot of damage.
Dude. Office job people, I don't know how they do it, man.
Dude,
and then you wonder, like in offices, anytime I've never had a job where I worked in an office 8 hours, but I've had a job where I had to go to an office and communicate with people or whatever. I'm always like, how do these people do this, dude?
And they look like ghouls, bro.
But they have drama and problems in the office. I'm like, well, no kidding.
They're pale, like their skin is pale, like they look miserable. They got bags under their eyes.
Man.
Yeah.
No movement. At least in a coffee shop, I love it because you're not killing yourself, but you're moving the whole day. You don't have a sedentary lifestyle, bro.
Dude, the leanest I ever got was when I worked at Starbucks. I worked at Starbucks for 3 years part-time.
Nice.
And that was the
I
leanest.
respect that. I worked there for like a year when I was like 17.
Really?
Yeah. That's how I got my coffee career started.
Oh,
because I was a flooring installer, but I was getting a personal check from my neighbor. And my probation officer was like, for all I know, you're still selling drugs, dude. You have to get a job with a real paycheck, like a payroll paycheck.
Yeah.
I shared that at an NA meeting that night, and the Starbucks manager was there.
Yeah.
So I got hooked up at Starbucks, man. I was like, yo, I love this. It's like a bar, but it's not like dark and bad and evil. It's like creative and funky and alive, but still bar vibes, but not the dark part of the bar vibes.
Yeah.
I was like, if all jobs paid the same, I would want to be a barista.
Yeah. It's a chill job. I enjoyed it for the most part. The customers in the morning, though, like early morning, those were the tough ones.
Nasty.
Yeah, nasty.
Tried doing it with boomers, bro.
Oh, yeah, you are in the villages. That's crazy, man. But yeah, man, like, going back to the synthetic vitamins and stuff like that. I don't think that they're necessarily like the best for you. Like, we don't really know if they even work.
What's your supplement routine look like?
Sure, creatine HCl is what I take, and that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
And the peptide injections.
EPC 157, KPV, tesamorelin, ipamorelin, and CMAX.
Yeah.
CMAX is one that I will say you do feel it.
Okay, so then no like synthetic vitamins. You don't take a B1 or any of this other stuff.
No synthetics. No.
Nice. But you're really getting it from the red meat, the pound that you eat. If you eat the half pound in the beginning of the day, half pound at the end, you eat the blueberries, you're getting nutrition there. And then the liver, you're getting nutrition there.
Yep.
How about the creatine? Are you taking like mega doses and stuff? I've seen some of that where it's so good for the brain.
Yeah.
Because if you only take the 5 grams or whatever, your muscles are going to take it all.
Yeah.
What's your dose?
I take 10.
Every day?
That's a sweet spot.
Yeah.
I take 10. And it helps with, I do a lot of like tasks. I do a lot of editing. A lot of my projects are very like, I need to be creative, bro. Like
they say that's the one thing. If you get bad sleep, the high doses of creatine is like the one thing that can
help.
Yeah,
I think it could help maybe a little bit, not the way that people really say
I think Dr. Rhonda Patrick was just doing something on that.
Yeah, she also talked about sulforaphane, and I don't think that sulforaphane is that good.
You don't like it?
I think it's a plant defense chemical.
It is a plant defense chemical, but she was making the point that like when you go in the sauna or work out, like say you're working out, right? The exercise is not what's good for you. Your body's stress reaction to the exercise is what's good for you. She's saying sulforaphane, it's a toxin to keep insects away. It's not that's what's good for you. It's your body's release, your body's stress reaction to it. That's what's good for you. It's how she breaks it down.
But that's an exogenous form of stress reaction. That's my thing is like, you're consuming sulforaphane that comes from a plant
Uh-huh.
rather than something that your body is,
Making.
through
Yeah.
a sauna or like a cold plunge. I don't think cold plunges are actually really good for you at all, really.
Bad? Would you say they're
Yeah,
bad?
I would say
I
they're
think
bad.
they're worse. Like people who are doing cold plunges, it's worse.
Yeah, I think it was a trend, and I think it's dying out, but I don't think cold plunges are good for your cortisol, your heart. It's very taxing on the nervous system, and nervous system regulation is one of the things that people need to prioritize.
Was it cold shock
today.
proteins that people were trying to get, or what was
It's
the?
that, but it's also your cortisol. Like if people are doing cold plunges in the morning, your cortisol is skyrocketing more.
But that's what's making you like alert.
And like, yeah, it gives you.
Yeah, but it's the bad kind of alert, the strung out alert.
But it's the strung out alert
Yeah.
that typically, I don't think it's good. I think it's taxing.
Good. I never got into that. I mean, I had one. Actually, Franco gave me a cold plunge. Yeah, like an inflatable one. I was doing it for a while.
Were you?
I couldn't get the routine down.
Yeah, it's hard.
But I love a sauna. Heat shock proteins.
Sauna's great.
Yeah.
Don't overdo it though, and make sure you ice your nuts while you do it.
That's a
because-
thing?
Yeah, you're gonna want to put ice on your nuts because you wanna keep that area as cool as possible for fertility purposes.
Really? Well, I'm not really worried about the
Not
fertility.
fertility,
But I mean, that's a health thing though. If you are, yeah.
If you're fertile, you are healthy.
So just
Like-
hold the ice on the balls while you're in there.
Or just put a pack in there,
Might get a little weird, but the sauna I used to go to at To Your Health Spa was like a public one, but
Oh, yeah.
whatever, man.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
We have like an indoor one. It just zips up, your head sticks out.
Oh, we got one at the house now too. That's like a telephone booth. But I'll remember that.
Oh,
Jess
cool.
uses the hat thing so it doesn't mess her hair up. But I'll tell her we got to get things. I guess it's for the chicks too, right? Maybe
Yeah.
like both should keep the ice on the.
No,
No, just the balls.
They keep their stuff inside here.
Okay. All
It's,
right.
it's a little different.
Yeah, it's a little different. I mean, in a way, like, yeah.
Where you
Not
at on
doing
where you at on red light therapy?
Good. As long as like the LED lights are like real red light therapy because they have a bunch of fake ones out there. I think that it's good. If you're not gonna get the sun in the eyes like Matt, I think that in the morning, I think that it's a good replacement for that. Yeah.
Red light is on the nuts too, right? Don't people do
On the nuts too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It helps with boost testosterone and there's some hormonal benefits.
You know what
to
I
it.
just remembered, dude? Over the weekend, I ordered a red light. So I have a nose thing too. This was one thing I figured out when I had the insomnia. Was my nose was like
Do you have a deviated septum?
probably. I snorted a lot of blow, dude, and I
Yeah.
had allergies as a kid, and I had a broken nose before that I never went to the doctor for. And like, who knows? Who
Me
knows?
too. I broke my nose too.
But like, I breathed through my mouth at night, and so I
Mm-hmm.
went on this major thing to correct it. Right, like I would do a ton of cardio with my mouth closed and just train my body all
That's
day to
good.
breathe through my nose. It was like my nose isn't gonna breathe through at night if I don't do it all day.
You are on the right track. Have you done mouth tape?
No, I mean I tried it, but like it wasn't working,
Mouth
and
tape wasn't working?
I wasn't breathing because my nose was that
Oh,
clogged.
So you have a structural problem.
yeah, so I put the thing. I use
Yeah.
the strip sometimes. I got one that goes in my nose too.
That's good.
And then I found like this really crazy spray, but I don't like to do it. But if I ever like have to sleep, dude, I do
Yeah.
this spray. It's Sudafed. It's a Sudafed spray you can't buy in America. You can buy it on Amazon, but you can't buy it in like Publix or Walmart, but they sell it in Europe and like places like that.
Huh.
It's a blue label or whatever. But yeah, I got a whole routine now, dude. I'm talking neti pots. I'm talking like a saline spray.
That's good.
I'm
man.
talking like I got a whole routine I got to do, and I put things in my mouth so I don't dry out of my mouth.
That's
If I
good.
don't do it, bro, like I don't sleep, and it's
That's
a nightmare.
really sweet.
But I just got a red light therapy thing that goes in the nose,
Damn,
dude.
that's cool.
Have you seen that?
Make sure it's I haven't seen that.
But it
That's
could be some
crazy.
shenanigans. It could be
It
some
could
foolery.
be it could be some snake oil. If you want to make sure that if it's like legit, look into like the LEDs and like make sure that it's actual red
They say
light
it's a
therapy.
certain amount of hertz or something
Yeah,
that
it's like
makes it
social-
right.
Yeah, like I don't really know the specifics of what you can call it. I'll look into it for you, but yeah, it's like
I'll show you what it is, man. I'll be
Yeah.
curious to get your take on it
Yeah.
because they say like some people will get the surgery and it still doesn't get corrected, but it's because if you cut all that tissue out and the tissue's still inflamed, it's
Mm.
just going to keep growing and ultimately it's going to grow back and it's going to get clogged again. And then it's like inflammation of those tissues.
Yeah.
But the red light can fix it. I'm like, dude, I'll take a shot.
Yeah.
I'll take anything that could possibly work for it.
You have your tonsils?
I don't think I ever got my tonsils taken out. I don't even remember, dude.
Your adenoids? You ever had any surgery? No? That's good though. Yeah.
No, my daughter had hers taken out. I think Aiden did too. I can't remember. I know Bella got hers taken out.
Really?
Dude, at night she was just like this. And then
Oh,
she'd
man.
wake up all night long.
Yeah. The solution to that is mouth tape, like just putting mouth tape and it'll make your body, you'll get used to it.
Yeah.
Breathe through your nose. I do mouth tape sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The snoring is not good. Actually, my uncle was a deep snorer.
Uh-huh.
We set up a camera before he got Alzheimer's. We set up a camera right next to his bed,
Uh-huh.
and we filmed for the entire night, and we reviewed the footage in a video editor, and then he would go minutes without breathing.
That's sleep apnea, right?
That's sleep
Yeah, my
apnea.
dad had it before he died, bro. Like that's the
Dude.
sleep apnea is no joke.
It's no joke,
And then
bro.
it made sense to me then when my dad would kind of fly off the handle too sometimes, man. I was like,
My
yo.
kids had that, and you should check your kids as well. We bought them something called a tooth pillow. It's like a mouth guard. So basically, what's happening is that their tongue isn't resting on the top of their palate because their palate's not wide enough, and that happens because of the food that we eat. Because I mean, it's mostly the diet, but the children are not expanding.
We
their
don't
palate.
chew the hard foods. We don't like.
Dude.
That's why I chew a thing. That's another thing I do is I got a gum that's like a really hard gum that I chew on the way here.
Yeah.
But then
Mastic
there's
gum?
this one's called Phaleem.
Yeah.
But I think is mastic the one's from Greece? That's the
I'm
sap of
partnered
the
up-
tree.
I'm partnered up with Greco gum. Yeah.
No way. Is it the sap of the tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one too.
Yeah.
And it's just rock hard. You got to chew
Dude.
it and chew it and chew it. But that's
Yeah.
for the sinuses too, man. The jaw structure and the sinus is all connected.
Bro.
Yeah, I had to go down the deep dive too, so that I could
Yeah.
sleep, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole one day, but our mouths are so underdeveloped. Like,
Yeah.
our mouths and our feet. Our feet,
We're not walking barefoot.
Or splays. Like these are splays and they're open toe box so that my feet
Yeah.
can spread out. Because we're so used to wearing those shoes. You ever see like an old lady feet, like an old lady's foot?
Yeah.
Where it's like this, bro. Like,
Yeah, it kind of hunches over like a cup.
yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Like that's from wearing like bad shoes.
No, but the
over
people
years.
that live off the land, they can like grab stuff and use their feet like we use a hand, bro.
Yeah, dude. That's how it's
Yeah.
supposed to be.
No, I know. And then we're not grounding either because of the shoes. So like we
grounding.
don't have any of the
You
electric
guys ever
current.
done like MMA training or something like that? It's all barefoot. It's like the first couple of weeks, first couple of months of me doing that, it's like my feet are sore more than my legs or anything else I'm doing. It's like,
Yeah.
you're not used to
The movement patterns.
just being on your feet in general. It's crazy.
It's amazing, yeah. Like those are all undertrained muscles that we're losing. It's almost like we're like de-evolving into
Yeah.
aliens, bro, into like the alien grays, bro. Like it's pretty crazy. Like we're
Yeah.
becoming thinner, more frail, like
But nobody knows any other way. And nobody's saying like, hey, the way we're living doesn't work.
That's my intention.
Yeah, I love that, bro.
That's my intention, is because I've seen it so many times, bro. And there are other people that are doing the same, like, not the same exact thing that I'm doing, but they're
Well, yeah, because like
spreading
I
it.
think like the stuff you're talking about, it used to be so fringe. It's not so fringe anymore.
Not anymore.
Didn't you say you got like a good following of like the Maha people?
Yeah.
Like a lot of the
Yeah, a
Maha
lot of
people.
Maha people
What
follow
do you think's the deal with the dude RFK now? Like,
RFK?
yeah,
I think that, he's a great guy. I think that,
he's jacked for his
he's
age.
jacked.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be like an example, like that says a lot about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Agreed.
him being jacked and like being in shape and physically fit at that age.
How old is he?
He's 71, I think.
No way, dude.
bro.
Yeah, good for him, man.
Like,
if I see old guys at the gym like pushing serious weight, I always ask them how old.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always say that. I'm like, respect, bro. Right on, man.
yeah, same. Yeah, that little ounce of encouragement you never know.
Well, I don't
Like,
even think they need it at
Yeah.
that age. I just want them to
I
know,
know.
like, bro,
Yeah.
I respect that, man. Because
Yeah.
if you're like young and in shape, it's like great.
Yeah, it's like
Who's
you see
not,
it.
Yeah. But old people stay in shape. I'm like, I like that.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Like RFK, I think he's on track. That there is a thing about glyphosate and how like, he enabled
They backtracked on it.
the glyphosate across the United States, which is not necessarily the best thing.
Right.
But I think he's doing more good than anybody else has ever done.
Right.
In with the
You got to
FDA.
do what you got to do once you get in that system, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think, if I was him, I would probably do a lot more, but I'm sure he's limited.
Yeah.
Trying to keep your head, bro.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I can't even tell you how many times I see people in my comment section in my videos is like, this is this guy's last video, or like,
Why are they saying it?
Because they think that they're gonna like
because you're doing like a deep dive and exposing stuff,
banks and like BlackRock and like industries, like, and then I'm like I am not suicidal, nor will I tragically die in a car accident.
Yeah.
Because I love my life. I love my life. I think I have everything to be grateful for.
Same.
And I love what I do. I love telling the truth and diving down these rabbit holes. Is it's like it's fun for me, and it's reaching a lot of people. But yeah, man, going back to like a lot of the other things that I do for my health lately that I'm looking forward to, that I've just started doing a lot more, is tend my nuts, bro.
That is a thing, right?
Yeah, and
in the sun, like not with the red light, like just laying out in the sun.
Laying out in the sun.
Yeah.
Sometimes my butthole, like just like put it, like spreading them and just getting.
I heard that's a
I'm
thing.
just saying, not when you're driving, dog. That's it. If you,
Yeah, I know. There's benefits, to that, but like, yeah, I mean,
I gotta get my house situation a little more private, dude. To do that,
bro.
Yeah.
I don't like my neighbors.
I have to just tell the kids like, don't come out here because I'm gonna be like.
Oh, true. Yeah. So I split my kids 50-50. So when they're not,
It's a good time to do it. Yeah,
it's a good time for me to go out.
And so what is the health benefits of that?
The benefit is that you can get a more amount of sun for less amount of time.
For specifically vitamin D, or for
vitamin D synthesis.
Okay.
Because remember, vitamin D is a hormone. It's not a vitamin.
Right.
People call it a vitamin, but your skin produces vitamin D. The sun isn't vitamin D. The UV hits your skin, the vitamin D synthesizes.
And I've heard, I think it's probably Eric Berg that said, you can take the supplement as like 5,000 or 10,000 IU, but if you lay in the sun for a half hour, you get like 50,000 IU or 60,000, something crazy.
100%. Yeah. I'm not a fan of oral vitamin D supplementation.
Not at all?
At all, bro. At all. I think it's just.
It's got to be something other than, how could you take I always think that too, man. I mean, we take the D3 supplement in my house with the K2, which I don't know. I got to regroup and get my supplementation right. I think you're right. But I'm always like, dude, whatever's in this capsule, there's no way that's the same as the sun, like hitting my skin and turning it into whatever it needs to do.
It's like absorbing alcohol through your anus.
Yeah.
People die like that because they absorb it so fast and so readily.
Who's absorbing alcohol through their anus?
People.
That's a thing?
Yeah, there's people that are into that kind of weird
So,
stuff.
and I don't know if there's, it seems like always when we talk about the sun, we talk about vitamin D, and that's like the thing. But I'm curious if like there's other stuff we get from the sun other than just vitamin D.
Yeah, I mean, well, vitamin D is the primary mechanism, but I think that, you get circadian rhythm regulation, which I'm sure you know about. There's also, you can cauterize, you could say, like conditions like psoriasis. It could help your skin cauterize that.
There's a mental thing for sure, dude. Because my wife grew up in upstate New York, and she always said there's like seasonal depression. And I always was like, that's not a thing. But she's always like, if you never went through it, you don't think a thing's real.
I lived in Colorado.
Dude,
for a year.
We went on vacation in New York, where she's from, for like 10 days, didn't see the sun. And on like the 7th day, nobody wanted to do anything.
Yeah, bro.
It just was like, let's just lay around the house and like not do anything. And I was like, crap, that's a real thing, man.
It is, man. Yeah, it is. And like, what the Eskimos did and like the people in the northern countries did for so long was they ate a lot of fish. And fish did contain a lot of vitamin D, which is good because it helped them keep those reserves throughout the winter.
Yeah.
So that when the summer came, they got, some more sunlight on their skin. But yeah, vitamin D is super important. I think it's like one of the master hormones for health.
And it's so easy to get.
And dude, it's so easy to get. But sunlight alone, going back to what you were saying, the depression, they found that sunlight is way more effective, 60% more effective at treating depression than antidepressants.
Yeah, I believe that, dude. There's a slim chance that antidepressants really do anything for depression, I would guess. What's your thoughts on sunscreen? You done deep dives on sunscreen?
I have. Dude, my most viral video, 27 million views, was on sunscreen.
Really?
That was the video that got me 100,000 followers in one video.
Well, that's a wild ass conversation, dude. It's like you create this thing, like a company creates a product, that's supposed to keep you from getting skin cancer. The skin cancer rates skyrocket, and the people who sell the cure for the skin cancer are the same people who made the sunscreen. At some point, it's like, wait, what am I cooking on my oil?
Dude.
Like what? And why is like people that live in third world countries and surf all day near the equator, they're not getting skin cancer, but it's like white golfing Americans. It's like, what is happening?
You're asking all the right questions, because that's something we don't do. We don't ask those questions. We just passively go to the beach, do what we're told.
Bro, now when you smell it, it's gross.
It's nasty.
Dude, when we smell sunscreen at the beach, I'm like, that just smells awful, man.
Dude,
and it kills reefs. It kills the coral reefs.
Yeah, bro. It's not good for the environment. I'm gonna do one. The first one that I did was on there's this guy. If you want to pull the video up, I think I did repost it. There's this guy putting on like a shit ton of like sunscreen on his face.
The spray one is terrifying,
bro.
like,
You smell that shit and it like migrates over with the wind, and it's like, dude, like get that shit away from me. Like,
is this a video of you melting, your face melting? Oh, it's
no. It's one of my older ones.
Do you know about like the
Are you sponsored by Van Man?
I worked with them for a little bit.
Yeah, us too. Okay, well,
they're great.
Yeah, no, they're the best. We love them.
I like their tooth powder.
What about the it breaks like the blood-brain barrier or something? Or the sunscreen. There's some
oxybenzone, and avobenzone. Those are two of the ingredients, inactive ingredients.
And what do? They get at your brain?
Yeah, bro. They cross the blood-brain barrier, and those chemicals, they're very hard to detox and chelate.
Yeah. It's madness. The things that people are doing in the name of health, that it's just like destroying the health.
Yeah, man. It's very, and like, dude, it's just crazy to me how we just mindlessly just follow like what we're told without question.
You know what I do now for sun stuff? I got like a zinc one for my face if I really need it, like a zinc, like a mineral one.
Yep.
For Blue Lizard, we got that one too.
That's good.
But for the most part, dude, I'm just no shirt, no hat, no sunglasses. And then like if I'm at the beach or if I'm working on the farm, and then as soon as I can like feel it on my back like that, I just go long sleeve shirt, full brimmed hat, and like that's it. I'm not putting anything on the skin.
Dude, God gave us sunscreen. You want to know what it is? The shade.
Right? Amen, man. It's so true.
Yeah. But yeah,
we actually have some questions in the chat. I don't know if you guys were.
Let's dive in. Yeah.
Let's go. That's like we're 3 hours back in the chat. We're not even on the current one.
So Mama Lou says people need to know this. It's not really a question. I know I'm getting a lot out of it. Great job, Matt. Awesome guest. So thanks, Christian. Or whatever. Ignore the name. But what do you think about Thorn vitamins? Thorn vitamins.
I think Dr. Anna Patrick likes those. Likes that brand.
I've heard of the brand Thorn, but I can't speak for certain that it's like solid. If it uses any kind of petrochemical, synthetic, lab-made format, then I'm not for it.
Okay.
Makes sense. And your main thing is like, get your minerals from your food, from your
organs.
Liver. Yeah.
There's desiccated liver. There's pills that they sell.
Yeah.
Like
and heart is like the best tasting food anyway, dude. Beef heart, deer heart.
Dude, you look up
tastes like steak, man.
It's so good. And like, I'm gonna start having it raw too. I have a heart in my fridge right now,
bro.
Dude,
I wonder if I have any pictures of Jessica's food, dude. It's like
they're pretty much raw.
It's raw, dude. It's like she sears it on one side, but I'm talking like maybe 15 seconds, dude. It's still purple and cold in the middle.
Oh, really?
But the more, because she's been carnivore for 2 years, I think I already said. But it just, the more that she's been it, the more and more like raw. She's like, I don't have any desire.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But she's wild, dude. We went to a buffet over the weekend. I didn't know it. I was taking her out for Mother's Day, and I didn't know it was going to be a buffet. It was at a fancy restaurant that Top likes. Top eats like a bird, though. You know, he gets a steak and doesn't finish it. But
what restaurant?
You know what restaurant? We've only ever gone to one restaurant. But so it was a buffet for Mother's Day. It's not a buffet type of place. It was a very like bougie restaurant. And I was like, oh crap, dude, I didn't know. And it's probably gonna be loaded with all this junk. Bro, there was oysters, shrimp, lobster, lamb, the lamb chops, the lamb like lollipop ones, where it's like that size, and then prime rib, like raw, like prime rib. It's like rib eye with like the rib roast. The whole center's just raw. Dude, this chick she ate 10 of the lamb chop things. She ate 20 of the jumbo shrimp too.
Damn.
I don't like 3 or 4 servings of the ribeye, and then she just was like, she just didn't eat for like 24 hours. Dude, it's insane how much she can eat when it's just meat. But the meat is still regulating. Like if you overstuffed yourself on junk food, you'd still be starving in an hour.
Of course.
But the meat, it's like if you eat too much, your body's just gonna not want to eat again for 24 hours, man.
That's the beauty of it, bro. Like when you're filling up nutritional needs, like there's really no need to eat carbohydrates, really, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been misled with that.
Okay, sorry, we're back on the sunscreen thing.
No, they wanted to ask another question. Joe Brown, they want you to ask him about lupus. Ask Christian about lupus. The more protein I was taking, the worse. I don't know what that means. My blood test looked. The more protein I was taking, the worse my blood
He's
test
saying
looked.
his doctor must have told him it looked bad.
Yeah, I had more joint issues.
What do you know about lupus? That's like
lupus. Yeah, so lupus.
Shout out Joe Brown.
Yeah, lupus is an autoimmune condition, and same thing goes for autoimmune conditions. The source of autoimmunity is from leaky gut.
And so Joe Brown's my guide. I went turkey hunting with him probably a month or 2 ago, and he told me he had that, and I was like, told me some skin stuff, and I was like, yo, you need vitamin D in the sun, and he's like, they told me I can't go in the sun.
Of course, they told you can't.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, because that's what they were taught in school, and it's very outdated. That information is very outdated. They're going to tell you that sitting out in the sun is going to give you melanoma, when that's not the cause of melanoma. You can get melanoma in the bottom of your foot. Look at Ninja. You know Ninja, the streamer?
The Fortnite player?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
He got melanoma on the bottom of his foot.
That guy probably never goes outside.
Never goes outside.
Yeah.
Let alone the bottom of your feet.
How many ninja videos I used to have to watch in my house, dude?
That's funny. But yeah, like, when it comes down to like skin cancer and like that's one of the rabbit holes that I did.
You did a video where you like do the thing. Yeah, man, I want to see that one.
Almost all of those are me doing research. But like basically, putting 2 together.
Yeah.
Basically. So when it comes down to lupus and other autoimmune conditions, to answer the question, like go back to the basics. Avoid processed food.
Yeah.
Eat more meat.
I'm pretty sure I told him that. I was like, bro, go carnivore.
Go carnivore. Listen, man, like desperate times call for desperate measures.
Plus, dude, they raise all their own beef, dude. They raise and butcher their own beef. The brother's got pheasant eggs. He sent me home with a bucket of pheasant eggs. I'm saying they've got Joe Brown. You should just go straight carnivore and hang out in the sun, dude.
Hang out in the sun. Literally, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
He probably be cured from the lupus quick, right?
Real quick. Not cured, but put into remission.
Yeah.
Because it's you gotta heal your gut. There's more people. I don't know if you know who Robert Breedlove is, but he's this guy. He started to experiment with SARMs, like steroids, but he's 40. The guy looks great. He weight trained from like 12 all the way to like his late 30s, and he looked ripped. But now he wants to add more size in his 40s and whatever. But he healed his gut. He had an autoimmune condition, and he healed his gut. I've been looking into it lately. But you can heal your gut. You can restore.
How do you do it?
Through carnivore. He did carnivore. He cut out all the processed shit. He added some peptides in that really helped move the needle forward, and he healed it. So now he's reintroducing carbohydrates without any problems.
Yeah, right. Because I think we were talking about that before the show. That anytime I've done carnivore, it's only been for like a month or 2 weeks, and I've done it in different sections, and it just seems like a great corrector of the diet. And then not only did you kind of get this correction, but then you slowly add stuff back in, and then you pinpoint what you don't like. You pinpoint what makes you feel bad.
Yep. It's a healing tool.
Yeah.
I call it a healing tool. The carnivore diet is a healing tool. It can heal you. And then you could, like you said, reintroduce things back into your diet. Look at Michaela Peterson. Michaela Peterson created the Lion diet. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's basically just salt, beef, and water. Nothing else.
That's my wife's diet.
That's Jordan Peterson's daughter.
Oh, okay. That's how Top got his name, TopLobsta, from Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, Jordan Peterson.
But yeah, that's just the main. Is it The main thing that she's eating is red meat, the ground beef, salt, and then I mean, she drinks black coffee in the morning.
Mm.
I guess that'd be the only difference. And then sometimes she, like right now, she's in a bacon phase. Once in a while, she goes through like egg phases, but not even a lot. It's just mostly just red meat, salt, and water, man.
Yeah, that's the way to go, man. Like, it simplifies your life. You know, if you have that disconnection between hyperpalatable like foods that you crave, like sometimes you get those cravings, those sweet cravings. You just gotta disconnect that with
Right.
that and like
Right. Like if you have a sweet tooth, you have to just be like, no.
Yeah.
And then once you do that for a while, you don't crave it.
You don't crave it anymore.
Yeah.
Until you're reintroduced to it again. That's why I don't like
Yes.
cheat meals. I don't like cheat meals
Same,
because it's like the
bro.
devil pulling you
Dude, I
back
didn't
in.
eat fast food for so long. And then one time I was on the road and was starving and I was like, whatever. And I just went through a Taco Bell drive-through and I hadn't eaten fast food for years. The next day I was craving fast food. I was like, this is crazy,
bro.
man. This is madness. I don't know what's in that stuff, but this is crazy.
Yeah, yeah. It's all that MSG, monosodium glutamate, all that shit that they put in it,
Bro,
that makes you addicted.
I seen a thing on that about even the Chick-fil-A sandwich and the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Chick-fil-A?
They said there's like 60 chemicals in it,
Bro,
but
it's
like 5 of them, and they're for like texture and taste. But 5 of them was just to get you hooked.
It's sludge, bro.
It's madness, right?
Yeah, it's fucking sludge, bro.
Yeah.
Even Chick-fil-A, such a a company that's faith based. It's really sad.
I don't care. That doesn't like it's just like whatever.
Yeah.
To me, to be totally honest, it's just like
Yeah, we're kind of hard on the church in general, so you're not going to insult us with some public chicken.
but it's just wild, man. Any type of fast food in the name of like health food is mad. Like Subway was supposed to be like this health thing.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know, dude. It's non-food food items.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you put these burgers out there, and they don't go bad. Like, you ever seen those videos of like them buying something and then they don't expire? Like, it's just crazy. You're putting it in your body.
No, I had a buddy that lives in Miami. He's from Italy, and he told me one time. He said he went to Italy. Like they take trips to Italy and be gone for a couple months at a time. He left an apple out on his like in a bowl, and went to Italy and came back. Has been a couple months, and the apple was still okay. And he said, "I never ate fruit in America again." He said, I just stopped eating fruit. It's only eat fruit when I was in Italy.
You know what that reminds me of? And it's like a little off topic, but the guys at Skinwalker Ranch. You ever heard of that place? All right, so they do like paranormal investigation of the paranormal that goes on Skinwalker Ranch. One of their cows got mutilated by a UFO of some type. So that means like it came down, laser precision, cut it up, took its eyes and its organs. They left it there. Didn't rot. The ants, the sparrows, the crows, nothing ate it. Not a coyote. Nothing went towards it. It was
Why?
there.
Because the aliens tampered with it?
Dog, yeah, it was just there. And they didn't even bother with it. It's psychotic. So, but it reminds me of that, right? Like you're leaving out this McDonald's alien hamburger. It's like they're not touching.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's very strange. Yeah. Maybe that might have been radiation induced, where maybe like the UFO did something to the animal, it took its organs, whatever it needed. And I had a theory about that too, about like how UFOs, you never hear about UFOs picking strawberries. You always hear them about taking organs, right? The most vital and nutritious foods on the planet.
Facts.
But they'll go and they'll shit on crop circles. Like they'll go and they'll make plants art. You know what I mean? But they won't harness it. So that's something that like, kind of just.
They know where the life's at.
Interesting point.
Yeah.
We have a couple more questions from Qui-Gon. He said, what do you think about Heart and Soil brand of organs?
Yeah, they're one of my partners. I think that they're great. They get their stuff from New Zealand. It's grass-fed, grass-finished. I personally like their testicles. They have like a...
Sorry, I'm clipping that.
Yeah.
Testicles is the supplement or the actual meat?
Yeah.
It's a supplement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's desiccated testicles. I think that it helps with testosterone.
think we have that at the house.
Do you? It's really good. Testicle. I took my testosterone test after taking like I used to take it every day. And my testosterone came back at 1,009.
Wait, there was a time where you had like super low T, right?
Yeah, like in the 400s. Yeah.
What's it supposed to be?
That's what they would call normal for a 30-year-old. But for a 24-year-old at the time, you know, it's anywhere between 600 to 800. That's ideal.
And then all of these things that we're talking about today, the sun on the nuts and the sun on the butt and the peptides and the eating predominantly meat, berries and stuff, that's how you got it up? Or was it, what would you say was like the main thing that really helped you increase test?
Can I say two things?
Yeah.
Eating more meat, removing everything else, like all the like junk food, and getting the sun outside.
Those are the two main things you'd say.
Two highest leverage things.
Yeah.
Do.
100%. What would you say is like because you've done obviously the deep dive on like all of the bad toxic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say of all the things you've looked into, say one or two things that people should like if you're just a common person, like what's one or two things that people should definitely avoid?
Yeah.
Would it be sunscreen or?
Yeah. So if you're like, can I talk about food?
Yeah.
Two pieces of food. Oats, stay away from it.
It's that bad?
It's that bad. It's that bad. It's that bad. If you're trying to eat healthy, you might think you're trying to eat healthy by eating oats. Avoid
No
oats.
way. That's the first thing you're going to say is get oats.
Get rid of oats.
Whoa.
Yeah. Get rid of oats. Number 2 is water from plastic.
No.
Yeah.
Water
from
no.
Plastic. Yeah.
That's number 2.
Thanks a lot, Matt.
Wait, let's go down. Let's go down the list then. We ain't gonna stop at 2 then. So like, because there's still so many things, dude. There's still what's 3?
Environmental, car air fresheners, the little happy trees.
Mm-hmm.
Those are very hormone disrupting.
Really?
Yes.
I don't use those, but
Good. Do you have a new car? Like
no.
No.
I drive a hoopty, man.
Good. The older your car, the better. In terms of VOCs, volatile organic compounds, which these compounds, they're present in new manufactured cars. So like, you know, that new car smell?
Yeah.
That's actually you inhaling cancer.
Yeah, I could see that.
So it's not the best. The older the car, the more it vents out and it off gases.
Dude, I got a 2013 Santa Fe that the engine blew at 180,000 miles. And there was a recall on the engine, bro. So I got a brand new engine at 180,000 miles. So now it's like 240. But like, bro, I load my car up with tons of fruit trees and stuff. And like, I'm like, why would I ever buy a good, nice? People are like, why don't you buy a nice car? I'm like, I would never buy a nice car. I trash it for one.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I'm just getting from A to B.
Yep.
Same reason I don't buy like cool looking shoes and stuff. It's just like, I don't care. But Jess has been buying me some cool clothes now lately and stuff because the Raven got me some nice shoes. So I've been switching that up a little bit.
Nice.
But I'm like, I'm going to drive this car forever, I hope. I don't want to buy a car and pay a ton of money or definitely don't want to have a payment.
No.
So the older car is better, right? I knew older it was, man.
Yeah. Always buy used with at least 20K or 30K miles. Like, you know, you never want to buy a new car. If you're smelling that new car smell, lower your windows. If you buy a new car, lower your windows and drive with your windows down.
Wow. So the air freshener in the car is number 3. So we haven't even gotten into sunscreen or no, we're gotten into sunscreen or seed oils or anything.
Yeah. Fourth.
That was 3 was the air freshener.
So now 4th would be obviously removing seed oils. That's like the biggest thing. Seed oils are super inflammatory, super toxic, very high in linoleic acid, super inflammatory for the body. You know,
and it's in everything, right?
Everything.
Like if you have a normal diet, you're consuming a ton of seed oils, right?
Yep. Even if you're trying to eat healthy, quote unquote, you will be consuming.
Well, that's how you were checking the bars, dude. The protein bars.
Yep.
Those crushed though, right? Those ingredients are good.
They're good. Yeah, you got some good stuff.
Yeah. No, I know, dude. We had one out there that was like 30 grams of protein and 150 calories. And I should have known, like, nature can't do that. Like, how's that possible?
Yeah.
And, dude, I ate it and got like the worst stomach aches from it. Dude.
Did you?
Yeah, but that one's Whole Foods. The Jacob
bro.
one's Whole Foods.
You're doing good, bro. That's awesome.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah. Really good stuff out there.
Okay, so seed oils is next.
Yeah, so seed oils, 4th. 5th, I would say, is sunscreen, of course. Like, you know, you're going outside. You're barely ever outside.
Yeah.
And the moment that you go outside to get some sun, you're putting on the synthetic oxybenzone, fertility destroying, hormone disrupting chemical on your skin that's being absorbed, because when you're cooking yourself out there with the sun, your body is 10 times increasing the absorption of these chemicals and all that shit, and you're cooking in that.
Yeah.
And you know,
That's gross. But that's you kind of touched on something though, man. Like people are barely going outside. So when they do, they're super sun sensitive because you do get like I get burned if I'm not careful. Like when it's like February or March when I first start taking my shirt off to work on the farm, you got to be careful when you first start getting sun. And people are just constantly in that state though.
Constantly. And then they go and then they get a sunburn and then they like blame it on like the sun and they get pissed that they got sunburnt. And then they start developing, you know, like distaste to go outside and like, you know, and it's just so backwards, you know, it happens. But yeah, that would be my number 5. My number 6, EMF removal. Not sleeping next to your phone.
How far away should the phone be?
At least like 20 feet, bro.
20 feet?
Yeah, dude.
No.
Yeah.
Crap, because I stopped putting it by my head, but I don't think it's not 20 feet away.
Yeah, like at least 20 feet, bro. And where your router is, you know, what's a hack that I've used for one of my clients right now? He bought timers and he put them on his router. So like every time, like past like 12 a.m., the router turns off and the modem turns off.
Oh no, wait, you can get a timer for it. So if you're not up anyway, just turn everything off.
It's like a outlet timer.
Yeah.
And then the router plugs to the outlet.
Yep. And you don't have to worry about like, oh, I have to unplug the router tonight to get EMF blasting and, you know, killing my brain cells.
So EMF is that high.
Yeah. EMF
Wait, I think I heard you say something about having the phone in the pocket.
Phone in the pocket too. Yep.
That's an EMF thing too.
Yeah. If it's not on airplane mode, if you wear AirPods, you know, you're increasing your chances of, you know, it's like a microwave.
I don't like those. I don't even like them. My kids are like, Dad, you go to the gym without music? Like I do not like the stuff in my ear.
Yeah.
Dude.
But this is okay. This is wired. So like, you know, those are wired headphones. Like those are okay. Like those.
But the AirPod is EMF like right in the ear.
Microwaving.
You think
no?
There's a conspiracy as to why they removed the headphone jack from the phones?
Yeah, maybe. I think so. I mean, we do have for iPhones, we do have these. Like they made USB-C, corded ones, but maybe it's to subconsciously get people to buy AirPods so that they can rely on that. Maybe cook their brains.
Oh,
nah.
But, no, I don't like it, man.
Yeah, bro. And that's just, you know, we're just scratching the surface, bro. Like, there's so many other things that are affecting our health. You know, digital overexposure is one of them. Always being in front of a blue light screen.
Yeah, I've heard. I think it's Andrew Huberman too, who says like focus on things at long distances throughout the day. Like, because one thing for the brain, the eyeballs, is focusing on this thing that's like so close.
Bro, if I knew that I could cure myself from myopia, I had LASIK done when I was 20. Like they opened up my eye and they burned through my cornea. Like and you could smell yourself evaporating when they do it.
No
it's like,
way.
Dude, it's like the wicked shit.
Yeah,
like the most
I had
wicked
it too.
shit.
It smells like burning skin. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude, you had it too?
Yeah,
That's what it is, though. They're burning your eyeball.
They're repurposing your cornea and like they're making it to where you're able to see from far
Wait,
away.
so how do you fix that?
You have like a buildup of tissue in the back of your cornea, and with a laser they actually burn that out. So that way, when the light comes in, it refracts out at a higher dosage, a higher percentage.
But you were gonna say that if you knew how to fix it without the LASIK, what's the way to fix it without the LASIK?
Through Andrew Huberman's protocols. Like, you can train your eye to focus on long distances.
That's how you fix it?
Yes, bro. Through exercises. It's kind of like reps, you know, and you just train your eye. But of course, it's unrealistic in today's world, you know, in suburban, you know, places where everyone lives, you know, to do that every day, you know. But yeah, you can train your eye, you know, and stay away from phones, and like the rates of myopia have like really increased over the past
I believe it,
30
man.
years, bro.
Yeah, I think when people talk about success, man, people ask me about like success and stuff, like I don't know if I can get to a place where I don't even have a phone, or I do just for like the camera or whatever, but it's like in my house.
The glasses, bro. That's why like they need to make cell phone glasses like that are anti-EMF. I don't think that's possible, but like if they have those where you could just answer texts, like
no, I don't even want that. I'm saying I want nobody to be able to get a hold of me.
I get you.
Like to me, that would be like success, bro. It'd be like if I'm like, I'll come in and check my phone the same way we used to check like the you know, when they used to leave a voicemail and you had like the You come in and hit the button and you could hear your messages.
Yeah.
Be like that, dude. Like, yeah, I'm gonna work on the farm and do my thing, and I'm gonna come in at like 5, and then I'll check and see if anybody left me a
Well,
voicemail.
joke's on all the people that watch this podcast, because there is a specific number, and when we hit that number, you will never see me again.
Don't say that.
I'm out.
Don't
I'm
you
out.
say that, Tom.
True, right? You're in this game doing the same thing, and you're just kind of like,
yeah,
what are we doing here? I'm
but
stuck.
I will say, like, without purpose, like, I mean, it's this is all purpose based.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't agree with retirement. Like, I
Same.
think that retirement is actually really, I think it's just giving up on
Destructive.
life. Yeah.
Well, especially if you lived in the rat race and you go from like 100 to 0.
down, yeah.
That's why I want to do the farm, bro. Because it's like I do a thing, not killing myself, but like steadily do it. And then hopefully, when I'm 90 or like 110, 115, I'm just kind of like pruning stuff. I'm not necessarily digging tons of holes and spreading tons of mulch with a wheelbarrow.
Right.
But like a steady supply. Yeah, I think that's a shock to the system. If you're 60 or 70 and you've just been going hard your whole life in the rat race, just nonstop, go, go, go. And then one day you just stop.
Yeah. Then you lose your purpose. And I feel like we subconsciously start dying. Like, you know, when we don't have that purpose anymore, we just start dying, decaying. You know?
Yeah.
There's nothing that keeps us going.
This is that same argument that we were talking about with AI, where it's like people can't figure out they're being replaced by it.
Yeah.
I don't see retirement either in my future, but I just see, like, you know, if I don't have to do other things, then I can just be creative and I can make stuff. That's the ultimate goal in life, is just opening up myself to have time to create things. I don't even know what they'll be, but you know.
Same. I'm saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm creating a farm. I'm creating fruit trees and plants and stuff.
That's what you guys are biologically designed to do, is to build. Men are designed to build.
That's right.
Like, if we can't build, like, look at a lot of men that don't build. They end up becoming
wankers.
So
hey, watch your language.
Wanker's a normal word.
Yeah, man. We lose that purpose. That's what we're here for. Men are here to build.
And you think, like, it's probably got to be a loop, right? You lose purpose, you lose test, you lose test, you lose purpose, right? You just end up in one of these loops.
Yep. The endless cycle, bro.
I can see that. Okay, you want to wrap it up? Is that what we're doing? Is it like?
Yeah, I think.
But obviously, Christian's got way more to talk about, so we'll just have him back.
Yeah, man, I got so much to talk about. Like, this is awesome, man. I mean, if you want to answer me a few more questions, if we have time. Like,
Well, what about the compound? Do you want to talk about the compound a little bit? I mean, we didn't even get into like your whole life and your kids and like your girlfriend now. We didn't get into so much stuff, dude. I'm down to talk as much as you want.
Yeah, we got to leave some meat on the bone. We have a show. I got a show too. I might want him on my show.
Yeah, let's do that.
No,
do
yeah,
that too.
take a
Damn. Okay.
No, we'll take the questions at least.
I think we might have one more.
Can we get up to the most recent in the chat or no?
Oh shit, my bad.
Because sometimes it doesn't even have to be a question, bro. You can just like look at a comment and say something crazy back to people. It's always fun.
Yeah. So sorry about Christian. We just opened up the Patreon. This is exclusive to Patreon members only.
FK Fool, I don't think that's right.
There's only about 17
Is it?
people in here, but there'll be a lot more that watch it when it airs live. So there's a couple of questions that somebody says that they make their own peanut butter. Qui-Gon, is that good? Probably not.
Where'd the peanuts come from?
Yeah. So if you make your own peanut butter, do you grow the peanuts? You know, if that's a no, then obviously you got to trust the source. If you grow them, yeah. I mean, then they could be a little bit healthier.
They're all talking about hermit life, man. They're all talking about like, not retiring. Yeah. I don't know. We watch it. It's a really intriguing thing to live in the villages. You're going to see, man, if you engage in the villages. I don't know if you will, but like if you do.
I want to go to the Genesis. I haven't worked out in like 2 weeks, bro. I feel like I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'm decaying.
Go into Genesis, bro. And you'll see the old timers that are in good shape in the gym. And then we see both, dude. We see people like, that's a wild ass thing to me too, bro. It's like we meet 70-year-olds that are like pushing plates at the gym. And then we meet 70-year-olds that are like a step away from death, dude. They're just like, they do like that slow walk. Do you know what I'm talking about? They do like this like slow thing. And I'm like, I don't know, man. And then I've been in Bible studies back here actually, where like, at the end, you know, people pray, you know, they're like, hey, pray for me. This guy's getting a new shoulder. This guy's getting a new knee. This guy's getting a new hip. Bro, I'd come home from these Bible studies and be like, sweetie, we got to take care of ourselves, dude. I do not want robot parts when we're like 70. I'm not going to start like putting in a fake knee, putting in a fake hip. Like, I do not like the sound of that. I don't care what the medical system says. I'm like, we got to.
Yeah, we're not cybernetics. We're not cyborgs.
But there's a big difference, bro, between 70-year-olds, man.
Yeah.
Some are like great. They could hang with you and do stuff.
Here?
And some, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And some just are
That's cool,
not,
man.
man. Yeah. But if I see them in shape, I just hammer them with questions, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, what's like,
What's
how
the
did you stay
protocol?
in shape? Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like we got 2 more questions, and then I guess we'll bring it in.
Cool.
So Means Business says avocado oil real or gay?
Gay.
Okay, gay. There we go. Don't put that in your mouth. Comment from Cho Brown. Jess makes the best Rice Krispies ever.
Let's
That's actually
go.
true.
She don't put seed oils in those either.
And Qui-Gon asked if this, I guess, is a final question. Is there a discount code for your Greco gum? It's expensive.
Yeah, I do have a discount code. Yeah, I think it's Primal.
Okay. Go ahead and use that. Support our boy out here, man.
Look at Cho Brown. He's got a 300-acre peanut field back behind his house, dude. Where Cho Brown lives in Georgia, like if say everything shut down, like the supply chain shut down, they're fully thriving and surviving. There.
Really?
Yeah, dude. It just got unlimited deer and turkey. Like in the wild, they've got cows, they've got peanut fields. They've
Can
got.
we build basements here in Florida?
I was
I
just
wouldn't
asking
do
my
that.
boys about that. Actually, you could figure it out. Yeah.
You could? Yeah, thinking about it.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea, man. The way it stays climatized.
Yeah.
I mean, you use just a waterproofing thing. We could find some homies to do it.
I don't know. I heard about a lot of like cave-ins here in Florida. I don't know.
What
though.
is it?
Cave-ins?
Oh,
Like the-
cave-ins, like sinkholes and stuff?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
a thing.
yeah. I would just be careful. Definitely get an engineer and
True.
check that out.
Yeah. It's good advice.
Let's go. All right, so we're good, bro. Christian, we got to have you back though, dude. But before we go though, like, is there anything that we left out? We left a ton of the stuff we were talking about before. We left
Where
a
could
ton
they
of stuff
where could
out.
they follow you in the meantime until you come back? And
Yeah.
if you want to fucking come back and hang out,
Of course. No, man, of course.
He likes it here.
No, man. Yeah, like I said, when it comes down to podcasts and stuff like that, like I had my own podcast. I love the vibe. Like you guys are like awesome. I think that the way things are going, I do see a lot of people waking up and getting a little bit more into asking the right questions. That's where things really start. And then where people can find me, I'm mainly on Instagram and Facebook. I have 555,000 followers there, and then on Facebook I have 100,000. So we'll combine 600K followers, and just going to continue growing that. It's Primal Resistance. The name came to me while I was benching. I don't know why, but I'm like, yo, let's start Primal Resistance. And so this is where we're at today. I've been working on this like for the past 3 years, but it only started to manifest about a year and a half ago. And so, yeah, man, thank you guys for watching my YouTube. Very just sit down and talk and very conversational, nothing crazy. But my Instagram, I have all my full productions there that are very meticulously edited and stuff. So, yeah, man, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me, and thank you, Top. Like, you guys are awesome people. This was like crazy, like the way that it all unfolded. But I'm happy that you guys are literally a hop, skip, and a jump away from where I live.
One question: why did you walk into a coffee shop that just said coffee shop?
No, my girlfriend, I think she gave me the address. Like, she sent it to me. She's like, "Oh, let's go get coffee because we don't have coffee at home." And so I'm like, okay, I don't like Starbucks. You know what I mean?
Same.
I tend to avoid coffee shops. No offense. Like,
No, I'm not, dude. I'm not offended by that at all.
no, like I love
We're a
your
different
coffee.
kind of shop here.
Yeah, I love your coffee.
Thanks, man.
But it's weird. But like the reason I don't drink coffee like from coffee shops that often is because of the microplastics in the cups.
Sure.
Hot espresso lands into the
Sure.
cup and it melts the plastic.
Yeah, porcelain is a lot better to drink out of. Yeah.
And I think one of the first things that you offered me was like, do you want it in like a glass cup,
Yeah.
like a porcelain cup? I'm like, oh, this guy knows something. So yeah, I'm just like, I'm happy that like when I saw the coffee shop outside of it, I didn't expect this. Like
Same
just,
for Top, dude. He didn't
it's
expect
crazy.
what he found when he came walking in,
Yeah.
dude.
That's crazy, bro.
No, but bro, you're doing good work, man. Like what you're doing, and I just feel like we scratched like 1% of what you do, man. And
Yeah.
everything that you're doing is just like seems to be so good and so helpful to people and approachable and easy for people to like take in your content because sometimes it's over people's head. You do it in such a cool way that people are locked in, like, wait, what's he gonna say next? You know, you're doing the research, and I just feel like it's really great what you're doing, man. And it could have a huge impact on your generation, on our generation, people who actually do make the changes, man. Because there's going to be people who just keep their head buried in the sand about this stuff, and they keep eating the processed foods, they keep doing the sunscreen, they keep doing all the stuff that they were taught. There's going to be people who break the pattern, and I feel like you're doing it in a way to help people break the pattern, dude.
Yeah, man. Just spreading awareness. You can't save them all, but you know, you can go a long way.
Yeah.
For sure, by making it easier to digest. And,
Yeah.
But yeah, man. No, I appreciate those words. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You're welcome back anytime, bro.
See me more.